The Raiders, 1-0 in the division, have already beaten San Diego. Hope you enjoy this one. A mile above sea level, we are underway, and this is going to be very deep in the end zone. Our first touchback of the day. Jacoby Ford will take it 9 yards deep, and the Raiders with Jason Campbell at quarterback will go 1st and 10, moving from north to south here at Invesco Field at Mile High. As we look down from our western vantage point, they're moving from our left to right. Jason Campbell with an injury to his left knee, MRI this week, all came back structurally. He's fine. He needs to play better, did not play well. And after the first quarter last Sunday at Candlestick, wound up 8 for 21 for 83 yards and a quarterback rating of 10.7. Darren McFadden is back. He is the lone back. Marcel Reese, the fullback, out in a bunch right. Quick slant catch. Louis Murphy first down as he got inside on the coverage of the right quarterback, Parrish Cox, who was starting for the injured Andre Goodman today. So they bunch it right, Tom, and go backside one-on-one Murphy against Cox. And the Raiders pick up not quite 10, 9 in about 3/4.
Yeah, they were about a foot short. I think Lewis thought he had the first down, but it was a good spot.
Raiders will pick on Parrish Cox all day today. The rookie round 5 pick out of Oklahoma State. Second down and just an inch. Raiders a power eye behind Jason Campbell. Toss play. They're going to run wide today. He spins off a one hit and is stopped shy of the first down. He got hit trying to spin inside there. Joe Mays, the linebacker, came up. Normally a special teams player, hit him first and spun him around. And then DJ Williams, the former great star out of De La Salle, finished him off. So it's still third down and that inch required.
Yeah, they picked up about 6 inches. They needed about 10 inches, and they got about 6.
Brandon Meyer shows up on the inactive list today, so Khalif Barnes will play a lot as a second tight end. The Raiders have not been a good third down team all year. As you know, 25th in the 32-team NFL, converting on 34%. They'll try it again, third down, and we're talking just centimeters here. Campbell, handoff, fullback. Marcel Reese picks up the first down, hit by Joe Mays, but he picked up the yard. 1st and 10, Raiders. Let's take a look at today's starting lineup, brought to you by Wrangler 5-star jeans. Mario Henderson at left tackle, but Jared Valdir will mix in as well. Robert Gallery at left guard. Samson Satelli at center, with Cooper Carlisle, the former Bronco, a 7-year Bronco here, early part of the decade at right guard. Langston Walker at right tackle. That's the Wrangler 5-star lineup. Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans, real comfortable jeans. 1st and 10, Raiders just across their 30-yard line. 5-step drop, throw out left. Zach Miller catch. He is hit and tackled immediately by Nate Jones, the safety/cornerback, who will match up quite a bit today with Zach Miller. A pickup of 5. 2nd and 5, Raiders on their own 36-yard line.
Yeah, and usually Mario Henderson does start at left tackle, but today, for whatever reason, Valdir is the left tackle to start.
Is he starting? There's going to be a point here where he's going to take over. He is in the starting lineup today at left tackle, with Gallery next to him at left guard. 2nd and 5. Raiders offset out of the left. Marcel Reese ahead of Darren McFadden. Hayward Bay comes in long motion, watched by Parrish Cox. Champ Bailey has Murphy. There's a play action, deep drop by Campbell. He has all day to throw, fires, and it is caught by Louis Murphy on Champ Bailey. No, it is broken up. Bailey running back the other way like he took it away, but they are saying incomplete. Looked like Murphy had it initially, and then Champ Bailey, the 9-time Pro Bowler, just vice gripped that ball out of there. Incomplete.
Yeah, that Lewis had it in his hands for a moment, and when he went down, but when he rolled over, the ball came out. Bailey tried to strip it and keep the ball. He thought he had it. We watched the replay here. Bailey does a great job of pulling that ball out.
Well, that's a borderline catch fumble. The Raiders get a break. It is called an incomplete pass. He almost had it long enough to be a catch fumble. 3rd down and 5. Raiders go empty set. 3 are right. Zach Miller, Murphy, and Johnny Lee Higgins. And now Campbell has to call a timeout. The play clock was getting down on the Raiders.
First timeout, Oakland. 30-second timeout.
Well, the Raiders will get it lined up here properly for the 3rd down and 5. Denver Broncos have gone back from a 3-4 to a 4-3. In a 4-3 today, they are starting Kevin Vickerson at right end. At right tackle, Jamal Williams, the former nose guard at San Diego, the 3-time Pro Bowl, the next to Justin Bannett. So essentially they have a couple of nose guards together on this 4-man front. Marcus Thomas at left end. DJ Williams is starting at linebacker with Jason Hunter and Mario Hagan, although Joe Mays has played quite a bit the first couple of snaps. Champ Bailey will move all over. He may be following Louis Murphy around today. He normally is their left corner to the offense's right, the 9-time Pro Bowler, with Parrish Cox at right cornerback for the injured Andre Goodman. Ronaldo Hill, the former Raider, is the free safety, and Nate Jones starting at strong safety. Saquon Thompson, a former Cal Bear star for Jeff Tedford, made 52 starts in 52 games in Berkeley, has come in as the Bronco nickel. He will pick up Jacoby Ford in the slot. The Raiders changed their formation now. It's not empty. Campbell in the gun, McFadden to his right, Murphy out wide, right watch by Champ, and a slot left, Jacoby Ford inside of Hayward Bay. Third down throw, intercepted, then dropped. And a no play, a false start, got the Raiders off the hook.
Offense number 68, 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Jared Valdir moved early. Probably the reason that Jacoby Ford just stopped his route there, Tom. And Campbell threw the ball right to Saquon Thompson, who dropped an interception.
Yeah, he was just standing right there. And I don't know. You don't stop your route because somebody's there. Because if the quarterback doesn't know that you're going to stop, he expects you to keep going. If there's somebody in your way, then you have to cut in front of them.
And you don't know what the flag is going to be on. You got to keep playing. Jacoby Ford, of course, dropped the slant last week against the Niners. The interception by Takeo Spikes, which ended the game. Third down and 10. Slot right now. Johnny Lee Higgins is left. Murphy inside of Hayward Bay right. Third down. Blitz by Mays. Campbell going to run up the gut, and he will run for a Raider first down. 40, still going 45, and now he's pushed out of bounds and knocked down to the ground, but no flag. As Nate Jones, the corner/safety man, drove him right past the apron into the Broncos sideline, and no flag comes down.
Well, probably because the initial contact was made inbounds, and he just continued to ride him out of bounds. And he didn't do it with any malicious force. At least I don't think he did.
Although they're very protective of quarterbacks. So a nice scramble there, a long scramble by Jason Campbell on a third down and 10. First and 10 Raiders on their own 46. Campbell in the gun. He has McFadden behind him. They give it to Marcel Reese, who extends out, almost fumbled the ball, but he secured it. That time the Raiders had an entirely different looking offensive play, almost a pistol formation. They had a running back behind Campbell in the shotgun. Darren McFadden was behind him.
It almost looked, Greg, like they were going to run the old college option where they were either fake to Reese and give him the ball and continue on and pitch out. That time they gave it to Reese.
It's a pull option read, but they had McFadden behind Campbell. That's what the University of Nevada is running so effectively in college, the pistol formation. Second and 5. Here's a end around to Ford. Zach Miller out to block, and Jacoby Ford will fight and almost get a first down. I think he's got it. Yep. Ronaldo Hill pushes him out along with the linebacker Jason Hunter. So the Raiders with back-to-back intriguing offensive plays, a pistol spread option handoff to a full, and then end around to the Blazer, Jacoby Ford, Tom, and the Raiders are on the move to the Denver 43-yard line.
Yeah, moving the sticks, and that's one thing they have to do. But they did that last week, Greg. They look a little more spiced up today. Last week, the first quarter, they did move the ball down the field twice, and both times they come up with 3 points.
Opened the game with a flea flicker last Sunday at Candlestick, a 46-yard pass interference called on Shawntae Spencer, but the Raiders never scored. A touchdown. They fake the stretch left. Roll Campbell. A throwback wide open. Zach Miller. 10-5. Touchdown. Raiders. The Broncos completely busted the coverage there. Zach Miller, the lonesome end again. They fake the stretch left, roll the quarterback right, and a throwback left, and Zach Miller had nobody on that entire side of the field.
Yeah, it just came out late that time. They had the 2 wide receivers, Bay and Murphy, ran deep crossing routes from the left side. Zach Miller just came out left on a little swing down the sideline. Nobody noticed him.
Well, that's one way to avoid the red zone problem. Score before you get inside the red zone. Janikowski with the point after. So a nice pass there to Zach Miller for a touchdown. A 9-play, 85-yard drive. And the Raiders do it in 4 minutes and 16 seconds. Jason Campbell with a beautiful play there. Tom, they just ran the play beautifully. A 43-yard touchdown pass to Zach Miller, who normally draws a crowd of defenders, but this time the Broncos completely left the tight end by himself.
Well, Zach Miller lined up on the right side of the tight end on the right side with Barnes as a wingman. He just slipped down the sideline, right down the line of scrimmage, and then swung out of the back and swung down the sideline. Great play, a great execution, and the key to that one, Greg, was that there was time. The line allowed Campbell time to make it happen.
The Denver Broncos defensive coordinator this year is Don Wink Martindale. You remember him with Rob Ryan when Rob was the Raiders defensive coordinator. He was the Raider linebacker coach from 2004 through 2008. And he's made some changes in his defense to open the game. Joe Mays playing quite a bit at linebacker. They really blew a coverage there on Zach Miller. It was just that wide, shallow cross, the tight end across the formation time, and then he just turned it upfield, and no one ran with him at all.
Yeah, that was a very well designed play, a deceptive play, because everybody felt that the ball was going to go downfield.
Here's touchback number 2. Janikowski blasting one towards the south uprights to Demarius Thomas, the rookie, round 1, number 22 overall pick out of Georgia Tech, who's a big, strong guy, is back to return kickoffs. I doubt he will get a chance to return one today unless the wind picks up. It was very windy on the field before the game, but it looks like right now that the wind has died down a bit. Janikowski said before the game the wind was a cross-field wind. It did not aid either side, but that is certainly subject to change. So here's Kyle Orton, who is going to line up on this first snap under center, although he'll play most of the game in their shotgun. Jabbar Gaffney, former Patriot and Texan, goes in motion right, and a play action to Maroney, and a throw out right. Intercepted by Chris Johnson going the other way. 10-5, touchdown, Raiders! 14-0. It's going to be less than 5 minutes into the game. Chris Johnson jumped the out route to Gaffney, stepped up easily, picks it, and runs it back for a Raider touchdown.
Wow, what a way to start a game. I mean, with a deceptive play for a touchdown, and then the very first offensive play for the Broncos, zam, there you go, touchdown. Way to go, Chris.
Chris Johnson with the pick 6, and he figures to play a lot today. The Raiders are going to be in their nickel coverage a lot. Only the Raiders' 3rd interception of the year. Stanford Rout got one early in the year against the Rams. Quentin Groves got one later. Now Chris Johnson with the pick 6, and Janikowski makes it 14-0 Raiders. What a start for the Raiders here in Denver, where they have won the last couple of years. Very nice drive to open the game, 85 yards, Tom, and then the first play from the line of scrimmage on defense, it's a pick 6 the other way and a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, you knew that the Broncos are a throwing team this time. Chris Johnson played it perfectly. He had a little help to the inside deep, so he could afford to hang a little bit, and that time he hung around just perfectly and broke on the ball.
30-yard interception return there by Chris Johnson.
Wow.
An amazing way for the Raiders to start the game. Denver, a very slow-starting team. They have only scored 7 points in the entire first quarter this year, and that was a gift when they recovered a fumbled punt, muff punt, in Tennessee, against Seattle, actually, here on the 13-yard line. They scored. So Denver's been a very slow-starting team, but nothing like this as the Raiders jump from 14-0. Janikowski will kick off. The lights are on here in Denver, as it really has gotten cloudy and overcast. Kickoff by Janikowski will again be another touchback. 3 kickoffs, 3 touchbacks today. We're not going to have a kickoff return all day. That one was 8 yards deep in the end zone. We have arguably the 2 strongest legs in football in Matt Prater and Sebastian Janikowski. Matt Prater made a 59-yard field goal here last week against the Jets. A mile above sea level. We're not going to have much of a kickoff return. Denver's gone to the Tebow package right away. Tim Tebow ran 8 plays last week. He is in to take the direct snap, and they have Kyle Orton, the quarterback, go out wide left in a slot. They give it to Tebow. They flip it to Demarius Thomas coming back the other way. Raiders play that perfectly. Stanford Rout is there, and he may have lost the ball at the end of it. Picked up by Lamar Houston, who runs it in for a touchdown. They have whistled it down for now. Well, that is subject to review here. Hold on.
Wow.
Another score?
No, I don't think so. That would be too much to ask.
Long way to go, Tom. We're not even 5 minutes into the game.
A lot of things
you may need them later.
Wow.
So Denver has Tim Tebow take the direct snap from quarterback. He comes to his left and flips it back to Demarius Thomas.
That's a fumble.
He did fumble.
Absolutely. And that's a fumble. You better challenge that, because that's a fumble.
All right, the Raiders are going to challenge that. They may not get the pickup on the run in for a score, but they will be able to take the football from where Lamar Houston recovered it. This will likely be Raider football right around the 20-yard line as Tom Cable challenges.
Oakland challenge that the runner lost control of football prior to being down by contact.
And it looked like he did. Terry McCauley, our referee, will check that when we come back. What a start. Raider ball on the Denver 20-yard line. McCauley waiting for TV to cue him back.
After review, the runner lost possessions prior to being down by contact. The ball belongs to Oakland at the 21-yard line where they recovered. Oakland was not charged with a timeout. First down.
This tremendous start has just gotten spectacular. The Raiders take over on the Denver 21-yard line. The Broncos have run 2 plays from scrimmage, a pick 6 and a score for Chris Johnson, and now Stanford Rout along with Michael Huff. Rout made the tackle on Demaryius Thomas. Huff pulled it out from Thomas. It was picked up by Lamar Houston. The Raiders take over on the Denver 21.
Yeah, and had the officials been right on the call on the field, it would have been another touchdown.
Yep.
That would have really been some
That's
start.
a good way to look at it.
Yep.
Raiders go to an unbalanced line, something they do quite a bit. This time they're unbalanced left. Inside handoff to Marcel Reese on that pull option read. And Reese picks up a couple. The pull option read, I think you're familiar with that from the college, where the quarterback puts it into the belly of the up back, and he reads what the ends are doing, Tom. He could pull it back out and run it or flip it to McFadden, or he can just give it to the fullback there, Marcel Reese.
Yeah, and that time Marcel picked up about almost 5 yards. That's a pretty good first down play.
Denver Broncos are playing a 3-man front right now, not a 4-man front that they played against the Jets last week. Here's that pistol formation again. They fake the handoff. They screen it out to McFadden right. He's got the sideline, 10-5, diving for the pylon. He's very close. They're going to say he's out on the 4-yard line. DJ Williams, the former De La Salle star, ran him out of bounds, but the Raiders take it right down to the goal line here. Another clever play.
Yep.
They're running a pistol offense here.
Yep.
Quarterback in the shotgun with a running back behind him. They fake the handoff to Reese Tom. Campbell rolls out and just throws it in the right flat for McFadden, where speed can work.
Yeah, that's the progression of that whole series there. You hand it to the fullback, you run the option, you go back, option pass. That time it was a pass down the field or drop it off to McFadden. Now they ran out of time because the
Play clock. A walk into the end zone. Great block there by Marcel Reese. Touchdown, Raiders. Also, Cooper Carlisle from right guard, Tom, came over there, and he led that play, pulling guard going the other way. Little trap block, and the Raiders are in again. 20 going on 21-0.
Yeah, wasting no time. Talk about improvement in the red zone. That time it was just a regular formation to the left side. Carlisle pulled to the right, kicked out on the end man line of scrimmage, and there was a huge hole there for McFadden to run through.
Trap block on Mario Hagan. Janikowski splits the uprights. Many of these Denver Bronco fans are just finding their seats now, and they're already down 21-0. Here's the kickoff by Janikowski, a touchback again. This may be a field goal. It's good. From 70, make it 80 yards away.
The way things are going, we should get 3 points for that. Don't you think?
No. That was quite a kickoff, though. And Janikowski said before the game that he could make one here from about 72 yards away. And with a wind behind him, and maybe even longer today. That ball was in the air, 80 yards. It went right through the uprights off the kickoff from the 30-yard line. So the Raiders up 21-0. First and 10, Denver. The first 2 offensive snaps, they've turned the ball over. Pick 6 and a fumble. They go into an I formation. They play action to Moreno. Orton lobs out right, fullback Larson wide open, 30, 35, 40. Down the sideline. He's pushed out at midfield by Rolando McClain. Well, the Raiders blew coverage there. The first 2 defensive snaps were brilliant. This one, though, they completely lost the fullback in the right flat for a 27-yard gain.
Well, that's one of the weaknesses of the Raider defense is with play action. The linebackers just seem to always bite for whatever they're not supposed to bite for. That time, I'm not sure whether it was Groves at fault or Rolando McClain.
Look for Denver to go into a hurry-up offense now, something they typically do anyway. Handoff Moreno, ran into his lead blocking fullback. Larson comes off of that for 4 yards straight ahead, tackled eventually by Michael Huff. Broncos have had a lot of injuries in the offensive line. Ryan Clady and a knee torn up this offseason playing basketball at left tackle. Russ Holstein, the former New England Patriot at left guard. J.D. Walton, a rookie, round 3 pick out of Baylor, the center. Chris Cooper, the right guard. And Zane Beatles, also a rookie, a round 2 pick out of Utah at right tackle. 2nd and 4, Denver on the Raider 45. Gaffney goes in motion. Nobody follows. They fake the stretch. Orton get a throwback left, throws the ball in the ground as the Raiders knock down Gaffney. Matt Shaughnessy made the play to knock down Gaffney. That was a fake stretch right, a pull, and it was going to be a throwback left time, but the Raiders simply knocked down the guy he was throwing to, Gaffney, so Orton threw it right to Gaffney's feet.
Yeah, perfectly illegal play to do that whenever anybody's involved in any kind of a play like that, like a screen or a little delay, and before the ball's in the air, you can knock him down.
This is the first time the Raiders have led by 21 points in a game at all since they were here a couple of years ago and won 31-10. The Broncos have a lineman down on the ground. 3rd and 4 for the Broncos. Russ Holstein has gone to center. Stanley Daniels in at left guard for J.D. Walton. Orton throws, catch, Moreno tackled shy of the first down by Mike Mitchell. He had to get to the 41-yard line, and he's not even to the 42-yard line. So what does Josh McDaniels do here with a 21-0 deficit? He's going to go for it on 4th down on the yard.
I think so, yeah. The offense is not moving off the field, so he's going to go for it. It's a big gamble early in the game normally, but when you're down 21 points, you've got to do something to keep some momentum going.
4th down, and scoreboard says 4. It may be like 4 feet. It's about a yard and a foot. Orton back, time, middle, throws, broken up, and it is broken up again. He was going to Eddie Royal, and it was popped out of there by Mike Mitchell, and it was almost caught out of the air. And Nnamdi Asomugha came over and knocked it away from Noshan Moreno. The Raiders take over on downs on their own 42-yard line. Nice play by Mitchell there against the slot man. Raiders will start on their 43-yard line. 1st and 10, McFadden, the lone back. Khalif Barnes is in double tights. Barnes never came out of his stance. That play got fouled up. False start on the Raiders.
Offense number 68. 5-yard
Jared Valdir
first down.
Moved early. Next to him was Khalif Barnes, 69 time. And Barnes, it's funny to see half the line moving and the other half not moving at all.
Yeah, well, that was, the young Valdir obviously has his rookie problems, and that being one of them is getting a lot of illegal procedure calls against him.
This is the Raiders' 2nd offensive series of the game. They drove 85 yards for the touchdown to open the game. The way they've been alternating was Henderson would get 2 series, Valdir 2 series. We'll see if that continues with Valdir starting. Toss play, good block by Valdir. McFadden in the open field may go. Only Ronaldo Hill can catch him, and he pushes McFadden out on the Denver 22-yard line. Great block there by the rookie Jared Valdir. Got McFadden the left corner. He turned the sideline and goes 42 yards.
And you've been waiting to see the Jets fly. The afterburners came on that one, Greg. He turned on some afterburners and sped down the sideline. And also a little help from Lewis Murphy on a block down the field. But Valdir was the key block.
And the Raiders are going to run wide today. Valdir's block was on Jason Hunter, the weak side linebacker, the former Packer and Lion. The Raiders are going to run a lot of toss sweeps today to get wide. Handoff, Bush coming wide, bounces it outside, big opening, 15, lowers his shoulder, and bangs down to the Denver 13-yard line. You get McFadden on one play for 42. You get Bush on the next play for about 8. Mario Hagan with the tackle at strong side linebacker. Well, the Raiders, Tom, have it all going on offense. They are really clicking, and now they go up on the line without a huddle.
Yeah, they've got the Denver defense is on their heels right now. Got to keep after them.
2nd and 1, I formation. Reese ahead of Bush. Zach Miller is tight right. Murphy out wide right. Jacoby forward left. Not a lot of DHB. Here's the lead play. 1st down Raiders. Marcel Reese leading Michael Bush off the left side. Sneaks through a couple of Denver defenders and bangs down to the Denver 9-yard line. 1st and goal, Raiders from there. 21-point lead. The Raiders have not had one since they were here a couple of years ago and beat Denver 31-10. McFadden had a huge game in that game. Now that was late when they had the 21-point lead. We have 5.5 minutes to play in the first quarter, and they're up 21, and they may make it more. 1st and goal. Double tight right, including Khalif Barnes. There's a handoff to Bush up the middle, hit by Mario Hagan, and pushed back by Ryan McBean. That time they tried to run it right in the middle of this Denver defensive front, Tom, were Jamal Williams and Justin Bannon, the former Bill and Raven hunker down, and there are a couple of essentially two nose tackles playing side by side on this defensive front.
Yeah, they're a load, and that time Hagan came in from the backside away from the direction of the play and came in and got a little piece of the action from his linebacker spot.
Darius Hayward-Bay not playing much. He wasn't early. The Raiders go three wide receivers, and it's Jacoby Ford who was outside of Johnny Lee Higgins in a slot right. Lewis Murphy is left, watched by Champ. Second and goal, Raiders. Campbell out of the gun, looking left for Murphy. Now comes back right, chased by Hagan. He'll throw the ball away. Did he get wide enough to get outside of the tackle box? That is debatable. No flag thrown by the umpire, Paul King, or the referee, Terry McCauley. So apparently Campbell got wide enough to avoid the intentional grounding call.
Yeah, he threw it out of the corner of the end zone, and they give you a little bit more leeway when you do that. But you're right, it was there wasn't even a discussion with the officials.
Third down and goal, Raiders. Of course, they got in last time. They were down inside the red zone, but against the Niners last week, they had a lot of problems, and that has cropped up throughout the year. Third and goal, 8-yard line. Ford comes in motion, tight right. Murphy is wide left. They fake the stretch right. They roll left. A flag is down. Campbell rolling, looking, going to run it into the end zone for a touchdown. Campbell got in. I believe the officials are saying he may not have gotten in. Hold on, a flag is also down.
Illegal motion.
The Raiders called for illegal motion.
Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Well, Campbell stepped out on the 2-yard line. Denver may want to decline this penalty. It'll be fourth down and goal from the 2. Why would they accept this penalty?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Assuming Campbell did not score, right? He stepped out on the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I didn't see the official raise his hands in a touchdown manner.
Well, Denver's giving the Raiders third down over again. Why would they do that? Jacoby Ford came in motion, and he was moving at the snap of the ball. That's why the Raiders were called for illegal motion.
Yeah, he was moving forward is what he was doing, and they've been borderline on that all the first quarter.
Third and goal. Raiders get third down over again. McDaniels should have declined that penalty. There's Campbell back, lobbing one up for Murphy, a jump ball, and it is broken up beautifully by Parrish Cox. The Broncos blitzed that time and knocked down Campbell. Raiders going to go at number 32, Parrish Cox, the rookie, round 5, all day today. And that was pretty good coverage on Lewis Murphy. So the Raiders do not score on this red zone trip, but they will try for a fourth score of the game's first 10.5 minutes. 3 touchdowns, and now they'll try for a field goal by Janikowski, a 31-yard field goal from the left hash mark. Left-footed kicker, Kondo, snap, Leckler down. Janikowski, of course, will rip it through, and the Raiders have a 24-0 lead. Denver's already lost 2 home games this year. They beat Seattle in their home opener in week 2, but lost to Indianapolis. And last week, an interference called on Ronaldo Hill, they lost to the Jets. Another touchback for Janikowski. First and 10, Denver. They put Orton under center, not in the gun. They play action. They screen to nobody. Nobody there. Who are they going to screen to? Is that grounding? There was nobody there. One of the officials got knocked down.
Yeah, one of the line judges, he got knocked down.
Trevor Scott got pressure into Kyle Orton's face. That's got to be intentional grounding. Well, if the one on Alex Smith was last week, this has to be.
There's nobody there. One of the line judges got leveled by Richard Seymour. Richard was going to pick up the ball, didn't even see the guy. Didn't see him there. Boy, he took a pretty good shot.
But why is that not grounding?
I don't know.
Scott got right into Orton's face. He had to throw it away. And I didn't see any back trying to leak out. They're going to the Tebow package again. Well, down 24-0. They need to just play here. Orton goes out wide right. They give it to Tebow. A down-the-line option flip to Moreno. Quentin Groves all over that. Michael Huff is there. And Tebow got maybe a yard, hardly anything. And you hear the reaction of the crowd.
Well, I don't blame him because that's hardly a time to go to this kind of a package. I mean, they've said the package has been about prior to this game, 8 snaps? But all in the red zone area. But now, if you're in a 3rd and 3 situation, you're talking about a different situation. But that didn't seem practical.
They got to throw the ball to Brandon Lloyd, who's been the best at yards at the catch, not running after the catch. He runs deep routes. Here's Kyle Orton now back in the gun. He has Lloyd open, does not throw it, and he is sacked by Cameron Wembley back on the 12-yard line. That was a stunt. He came inside of Richard Seymour, and Wembley picks up the sack on Kyle Orton. It is a Raiders silver and black avalanche here in the Rocky Mountains. They're all over the Broncos. They can't do a thing, and they're going to punt the football now, which has actually been an improvement of what they've been doing offensively before, turning it over. Here's Britton Colquitt, his dad Craig, a longtime punter with the Steelers back in the 70s, and his brother Dustin, a terrific punter in Kansas City. And Britton is very good at 45.5 yards a punt. He'll punt from the goal line. Lonnie Paxton, the former New England Patriot by way of Sacramento State. The deep snapper. What a towering punt this is. Nick Miller will back up. Makes the first guy, Damaris Thomas, miss. Miller 40. Miller runs it out to the 44-yard line. 55-yard punt there by Colquitt. One of those Colquitts can all blast. Boy. And a 20-yard return by Nick Miller. And the Raiders will take it on their 44-yard line with 2:51 to play in the opening quarter. 24-0 Raiders. First and 10 Raiders. Zach Miller comes in motion left to right, turns back and lines up as a left wing. There's a play action to McFadden. A blitz by Jason Hunter. Good block by Valdir. A throw and a catch by Lewis Murphy. First down Raiders to Denver's 38-yard line as they beat Parrish Cox. Tremendous blocking there. Jared Valdir, Tom, with a big block. That time they blitzed the linebacker Jason Hunter, and the Raiders blocked that perfectly. A deep cut to Lewis Murphy for 18 yards.
Yeah, and that initially there wasn't anything there. Campbell had to scramble, but Murphy ran. Initially, he ran an inside cut. He stayed with the route, and Campbell stayed with him.
Gotta wonder if something is wrong with Darius Hayward-Bay. He's hardly played. There's a counter handoff to McFadden going wide left. Breaks the tackle of Cox down the sideline, and he is tackled and pushed out by Ronaldo Hill, the former Raider, who had a terrific 2005 with the Raiders, playing safety for the first time in his career. That time Darren McFadden made that corner, Tom, who had force on their defensive right. The Raiders left a miss. Parrish Cox could not bring him down, and McFadden was able to pick up 4 yards.
Yeah, McFadden looking like that hamstring has healed. I hate to say that and jinx him, but looks like the hamstring has healed. So now the combination of McFadden-Bush looks pretty strong.
2nd and 5 Raiders on the Denver 33-yard line. Slot right. Johnny Higgins inside of Ford, and Marcel Reese out left, runs a slant. The ball was tipped up into the air and incomplete off the fingertips of Zach Miller. They tried to get Miller in the left flat. The ball was tipped by Jason Hunter, the weak side linebacker. Zach almost caught the deflected ball, but could not come down with it. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Raiders.
Yeah, that was a little short pass where Zach was just running a little quick out route, and the offensive linemen, they were all cutting their defense, all the defenders, and in doing so, in the cut block, Vickerson had to leave the field.
That is Kevin Vickerson, the former Dolphin, in a tight net. 3rd down and 5. They have a couple of guys standing up. They're going to rush 4. Campbell time, throws, and it is caught. Nice leaping catch. Fully extending is Jacoby Ford. First down Raiders at the Denver 24-yard line.
Yeah, Jacoby playing a lot in this first quarter, as you mentioned, for Hayward-Bay. And we don't know whether Hayward-Bay is injured or whether it's just a personnel move.
He went back into the locker room, we are told, for an IV.
Oh, wow.
Kind of early to be dehydrated here, but Darius Hayward-Bay went back into the lineup. Nice catch there by Jacoby Ford. That's his very first catch in the National Football League, and that was a tough one. 1st and 10 Raiders on the Denver 24-yard line. Offset out of the left. They counter run it right. McFadden up the middle, and it'll roll out to the 21-yard line. The Raider offensive line, Tom, is playing superbly. They're giving Campbell plenty of time to take deep drops and look down the field, and when he has time to survey the field, he can dart it in there. To the run game, they're coming off the ball solidly. This whole line is maybe having their best quarter of the year.
Yeah, they are having it, and even having given the fact that the Broncos have some key guys out of the lineup, they're still pretty stout against the run.
2nd and 7 Raiders on the Denver 21-yard line. Up 24-0 the Raiders are. Miller goes in motion left. They give it to McFadden. Has the left edge easily. Bangs down to the Denver 8-yard line. Alarmingly easy the way the Raiders are getting the edge against this Bronco defensive front. They are packing it in, Tom, in between the numbers, and the Raiders are running wide on them, and Denver can't stop it.
Absolutely. Running right now behind the left side of the line. Valdir is a tackle. Robert Gallery back from his hamstring the 2nd week. Very impressive what they're doing, and of course there's always the ever-present Zach Miller someplace trying to get a block.
That's the final play of the opening quarter. The best 15 minutes of Raider football we can ever recall. Terry McCauley.
Offense number 80. 10-yard penalty. First down.
It's on Zach Miller. Our Geico 15-minute review report could not be any better. 24-0 Raiders. They outgained Denver 208 yards to 33. The Raiders 11 first downs to Denver's 1. The Raiders had the ball for over 11 minutes. Denver not quite 4 minutes. They turned it over twice. There was a complete domination, and they make it more here early second quarter. First and goal on the 19-yard line now. Lone back is Bush. Lewis Murphy wide left, actually tight left, and Reese and DeFord are left. They're lobbing one for Marcel Reese out of bounds. He went one-on-one with Ronaldo Hill, a very good cover safety there. Boy, the Raiders really used the fullback here, Marcel Reese, much more than any team in football, Tom. He's not just a fullback. He's a former college wide receiver, tight end.
Yeah,
and they try to isolate him a lot.
Well, he's a good receiver. He has good hands. He's a big guy. He's obviously a good blocker, a decent ball carrier. And you've got to take advantage because a lot of times there's mismatches when he goes out in the route.
Second and goal. Raiders on the Denver 19. Zach Miller goes out in the slot right. Nobody picks him up. Well, it must be Nate Jones, the safety, is going to pick him up deep. Campbell, a straight drop, throws right, Miller in the flat, since Jones was playing so off of him, and then he came up and knocked the ball away, and they say no catch. No catch for Zach Miller. The Raiders saw Nate Jones playing Miller a good 12 yards off the line, so they just had Zach in a sight adjustment time, just going the right flat, and he had it on his fingertips. Jones came up and knocked it away.
Yeah, that was just thrown a little too high. Had that ball been down a little lower, Miller would have had a chance to catch the ball and maybe make the guy miss on the tackle.
Nate Jones playing for the injured Brian Dawkins, the 8-time Pro Bowler, is out today with an ankle injury. Nate Jones, a former Dallas Cowboy and Miami Dolphin, a good player. Third down and goal. Raiders on the Denver 19. They're going to motion McFadden to Campbell's left in the gun, slot right. Campbell screen to McFadden. A block, and he may go 10, 5, lowers his head. He's in. He's on the goal line. Touchdown, Raiders. And the last 4 yards were pure McFadden. He ran right over Ronaldo Hill and knocked his helmet off to dive fully extended to the goal line.
Oh, what a play. What a play. A very good call. And that was mostly all McFadden. You're right. He made it happen, and he ran over Hill, carried into the end zone, and stretched out for the touch.
Tremendous speed, Tom, when he first caught the screen on the 20. He just took off to the 10, the 5, then lowered his right shoulder and just blew up Ronaldo Hill. He's a very good player. Janikowski with the point after. Remember that great first quarter? It's not yet done. 24 seconds into the second quarter, the Raiders have another touchdown. Nothing in the first quarter, now lead 31-0 as Janikowski kicks off from south to north. Demarius Thomas fumbles the kickoff. It comes into the field of play. He's going to have to pick it up, and that's even better than a touchback. He will take it on the 10-yard line. The rookie out of Georgia Tech bobbled the kickoff by Janikowski, which was not as deep going towards this end of the field. And Johnny Lee Higgins got down to cover up Thomas, but by the fact that he muffed the catch or fumbled the kickoff, Tom, he backs Denver up even worse. They're on the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it wasn't one of Janikowski's better kickoffs. It was more of a knuckleball. That's why it was hard to handle.
So Denver, with even a worse drive start, begins on their 10-yard line. Still Orton under center, not in the gun. They hand off to Moreno. Mike Mitchell comes in and makes a tremendous tackle. Trevor Scott is limped off the field, by the way. Rolando McClain is mugging up like he may blitz here. 2nd and 9, Denver on their own 11. Orton in the gun, pressured up the middle. He throws, and it is incomplete. A flag is down at the line of scrimmage. Bad throw there. Penalties against Denver. Jabbar Gaffney and Orton were completely running different routes there. Gaffney ran an out route. The ball came back inside. There's Terry McCauley.
Penalties decline. 3rd down.
Raiders decline this penalty to force a 3rd down and 9. Crowd is just stunned. They sell out every single game here. They have for years, going back to Old Mile High. This place holds over 76,000, and right now they are just stunned and silent. Down 31-0. Demarius Smith has come in for, or Demarius Thomas, pardon me, the rookie, is in for Denver. He goes wide left, watched by Namdi. He is a huge guy with speed. Slot right, Royal inside of Gaffney, 3rd and 9. McLean blitz, throw, catch by Thomas. He is tackled shy of the first down. Namdi Asamoah, Michael Huff rallied up to make the tackle. Also Quentin Groves back playing at weak side linebacker after missing 2 in a row with a hamstring injury. More boos here.
Yeah, more boos. Yeah. Well, you know, fans, they come out to see the Raiders. They love to see the Raiders come to town, and they love this rivalry that goes back to 1960. And when it's so lopsided like this, especially in the Raiders' favor, they're going to boo.
This is the 100th regular season matchup between these two longtime antagonists. The high punt here by Colquitt, taken by Nick Miller. 30 spins out of the first hit, then tackled by Joe Mays, the linebacker, great special teams player. From Invesco Field at Mile High, where the Raiders have won the last couple of years. Last year they won by a single point and a touchdown pass to Chaz Schillens from Jamarcus Russell with 35 seconds to go. Today they're up 31-0, a minute and 56 into the second quarter. Now they go empty set. Michael Bush get a motion out right, watched by the safety, and a pre-snap whistle comes in. The Raiders false started.
Offense number 68, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Nate Jones was the safety who picked up Bush, by the way. It was Jared Valdir who false starts, which is bad news for him, but good news in the fact that he's still playing now as the Raiders are into their 3rd offensive series. So quite possibly he'll play the whole game at left tackle. They're not going to Mario Henderson here on the 3rd series.
Yeah, and I'm not sure whether that was the plan all along to eventually make him the starter or not, but the one thing that he does have to eliminate is those false starts.
1st and 15, Raiders now on the 26. Zach Miller goes across the formation, lines up left. They give it to Michael Bush coming left, tackled by Jamal Williams, that hulking beast, former San Diego Charger. For a while there, he was the best nose guard in football. Last year on opening night, the Monday nighter against the Raiders, his final game as a Charger, as it would turn out, Tommy tore his triceps, and they released him in March, and Denver signed him a couple of days later.
No one really knows how much. They have him listed at $348, but I think that's just a courtesy thing.
He's a tough guy to block.
Yes, he is.
That's why the Raiders want to run more wide outside zone today, because it's hard to move him if you're not moving him laterally. Here's a fake handoff to Bush, end around to Ford. Gets a nice block by Zach Miller down the sideline. First down, Raiders. And then Ford is bumped out at midfield. Zach Miller, much more than just a pass catcher. Another great block to get Ford that edge for 23 yards on the end around.
Yeah, Ford just playing a lot today because of the absence of Hayward Bay, and we have to think that Hayward Bay might have some kind of illness. That's why he had an IV, had to leave the field. But Zach Miller, being the consummate tight end that he is, he's down the field. As I said earlier, he's always around the ball doing something.
He blocked the strong side linebacker Mario Hagan so well he got knocked to the ground, Hagan, and he forced one of his teammates to kind of stumble behind him. And Zach had a 2-for-1 there. Campbell back, deep drop. He throws before he's hit. He throws it out to Michael Bush. Michael swerving. He'll run for a Raider first down. Clever play as he caught the ball about 2 yards shy of the sticks. Then he runs out for 3 or 4 more. A pickup of 12. Another Raider first down.
I think he caught that thing with one hand, Greg. I didn't see the replay on it, but I think he reached out and caught it with his right hand.
Remember, he hurt his thumb. He broke a thumb on his left hand early. He is left-handed here. Denver's going to call a timeout, and they need one right now. They're really reeling. Raiders 1st and 10. You hear the crowd booing some more. Raiders up 31-0 on the Denver 37. 31 a couple of occasions. The first time was against the Denver Broncos back in December of 1960 when Tom Flores was the quarterback. Toss play to Darren McFadden coming right. Tackled from the backside by Justin Bannon. Out of Sacramento. Grew up in Orangeville, then later moved to Orangevale, then later moved to Fair Oaks. Well, he's a great player. Relentless defender, Tommy. The play was designed to go away from him. He still made the tackle from the backside.
Well, their whole defense is geared on the activity of the linebackers. You know, they play that 3-4, and they're all over the place. They're numbered. The leading tackler is Williams, and and their second leading tackler is Hagan. They're both inside linebackers.
And they are playing a 3-4 today. Joe Mays is playing as a fourth linebacker with Hagan, Williams, and Hunter. Here's Campbell back. Now going to throw out left. Open Miller. He overthrew him, though. He had Zach Miller at the Denver 18-yard line, but too much air under the ball. Zach went up, tried to make a one-hand, left-hand catch as he tipped the ball. It was almost intercepted by Ronaldo Hill, but it lands on the ground incomplete.
Yeah, he was trying to go to Lewis Murphy on a pump and go to the right side, but he was played pretty well by Champ Bailey. Champ Bailey's a pretty tough guy to fool on any pump and go.
Jason Campbell, who had that poor game against the Niners last week, playing much better today. 3rd down and 11 Raiders. 11:08 to play. A long way to go in this game. Raiders do have already a huge lead, though. They have two receivers out to the right. Campbell back, pressured by DJ Williams, and sacked by DJ Williams back into Raider territory. DJ Williams leads the Broncos in quarterback sacks now with 3.5 on the year. The former De La Salle running back for Bob Ladouceur. Well, he came through like he was running for a touchdown that time. Coach, he grabbed Campbell and threw him down.
Yeah, he held the ball a long time. He had 3 receivers out, and nobody seemed to be open. Held the ball, and the right thing to do, of course, he was looking to try to find somebody. They brought the house on him. If he had not taken the sack, perhaps they would have tried a field goal.
First punt of the day for Shane Leckler, trying to Aussie rules football end over end it. Sidquan Thompson is back. It takes a Denver roll. Finally touched there by Sam Williams on the Denver 14-yard line. 40-yard punt. No return by Shane Leckler. So Denver will get it from the 14, their own 14, when we come back to Invesco Field at Mile High. Kyle Orton has not been going very far today. Came into the game today, number 2 in the NFL in yards passing, averaging over 323 a game. He's 3 for 8 for just 38 yards. Inside handoff out of the gun to Noshawn Moreno, the second-year back out of Georgia. Broncos are running the ball a lot today and getting mixed results. They're not moving at all. Moreno missed 3 weeks with a hamstring injury, came back last week against the Jets and was effective. 12 carries for 48 yards, but Denver's really sputtered offensively. 2nd down and 8 Broncos on their own 16. The Raiders lead 31-0. Brandon Lloyd goes out wide right, one-on-one with Johnson. 3 receivers left. Kelly forces Orton up in the pocket. He cocks to throw, did not throw. Now will run, 20, dives, fumbled the ball. Picked up by Tyvon Branch. The Raiders have it on the Denver 14-yard line. Another takeaway deep in Denver territory. Kyle Orton trying to run for the ball. Run for the first down of the ball, poked out of there by Mike Mitchell, who's having a great game. And Tyvon Branch picked it right up off the turf and runs it back to the Bronco 14.
Wow, now they have to see on the replay whether his knee had hit the ground before the ball came out. I don't think so, but we'll watch as we watch the replay. And the ball gets punched out. And yes, it comes out. It's a legitimate fumble, no question.
Great play by Mike Mitchell as he came with a right hand right at the football and knocked the ball out. Raiders take over on the Denver 14-yard line, trying to expand this 31-0 lead. Handoff, McFadden up the middle, going to bang down inside the Bronco 10, down to the 9-yard line. Raiders have been running wide much of the early game time, but this time they decided to go right at the heart of this Denver defense, which has got to be obviously just crushed with the way this game is going and the fact they're back on the field.
Well, and the fact that the offense has given the ball back to the Raiders so many times today, and their offense, and we'll get to the defense because the defense is playing outstanding today.
2nd and 5, Raiders on the Denver 9. Zach Miller goes in motion, left to right. He's a right wing, I formation behind lead play. McFadden behind. McFadden fumbled the ball behind Reese. Flag down. Campbell recovers the fumble back on the 12-yard line. So McFadden had the ball poked out. It was almost picked up by Jones, the safety. Campbell got it. The Raiders held on the play, though.
Defense number 76.
Defensive holding, Greg.
Oh, they got it on Denver.
Automatic first down.
They got it on Jamal Williams.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That's something they're not calling as much of this year with the placement of the umpire in the offensive backfield, Tom. They knew they would not be able to see the defenders holding. Jamal Williams just grabs a Raider lineman or two, so it opens it up for a linebacker to come in behind. And that's a big break. Gives the Raiders 1st and goal on the Denver 4-yard line.
Yeah, he wasn't the only one holding because on that one, Lanston Walker was being held too by one of the other defensive linemen.
McFadden had that ball popped out of there. The Raiders are able to recover, and they get the penalty anyway. First and goal, Raiders on the Denver 4. Miller comes in motion, turns back, stays a left wing. Here's McFadden off the left side, and he rolls forward for a couple. Jason Hunter in on the tackle along with Justin Bannon on the Bronco 3. Maybe he picked up a yard. Second down and goal from there. Just about every single snap of the game has been a plus for the Raiders. If you went through every play and said, that's a good one, that's a good one. I mean, just about, a couple have been immaterial, but everything else has been Raiders.
The only negative play, I think, has been that one sack, where it was more of a coverage sack.
And DJ Williams sack Campbell back to midfield. Second and goal, 3-yard line. There's McFadden up the middle. He dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders! This place may be empty by halftime. An incredible first half show.
Yeah, that was an unbalanced line to the right with Robert Gallery pulling down the line of scrimmage. You kick it out in the end, man. And there was a nice hole for McFadden. McFadden sees that end zone. He sniffs that end zone. He turns on the other gear.
That time he jumped Marcus Allen, Walter Payton-like, right over Justin Bannon. He got airborne. He hit Bannon and then just jumped right off of him, skidded off of him, and just propelled himself right in the end zone. Janikowski with the point after, again, is good. The Oakland Raiders, 38. The Denver Broncos, nothing. And we still have 8 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah, let me get back to our offense just a little. Our defense right now. We've been really playing 6 defensive backs most of the first half with McClain as the lone backer. But in doing so, the last series, the 2 defensive ends were end/linebackers, Trevor Scott and Cameron Wembley, who actually play linebacker and defensive end. And that's a pretty formidable looking group right there, because they can put pressure on the passer, which they anticipate that Denver's going to do, but Denver's been running the ball.
And what the Raiders are doing is they're playing their nickel package, where they have Mike Mitchell playing as a nickel linebacker, and then they've got all the other defensive backs swarming the field. Actually 5 defensive backs. They use Mitchell as a linebacker inside, but you've got 5. They knew they would probably run that defense a lot today, because Denver, coming into the game, was empty all year. 3, 4, sometimes 5 eligible on the line. So Denver's seeing this. They've gone to more of a not eye back, but they're running the ball more out of an under center look, as Janikowski blasts another touchback right to the white apron, the back end of the north end zone. In a quarter and a half of football, you cannot play any better than this. 5 touchdowns and a field goal, 38-0. Wrong way to go, though, as Denver going to start to fling it around. They give it to Moreno up the middle, tackled by Rolando McClain. And Richard Seymour in on the tackle. Josh McDaniels loves to throw the ball. He's the one that had Tom Brady in the gun. Receivers everywhere. Welker, Moss, throw it. Now they're going to open it up a little bit as far as the tempo. But still, maybe Orton will go in the gun here. I think he will. Royal goes in the slot. And the Raiders will put Stanford route on him. Brandon Lloyd has been quiet today. Chris Johnson's on him. Jabbar Gaffney, the former Patriot, out left. Nambi's all over him. Here's one down the sideline for Royal. Nice coverage by Stanford route. Incomplete. Out of the slot, they ran Royal, Tom, on a deep one that time, a vertical route.
Yeah.
And Stanford route ran stride for stride with him and knocked it away.
Yeah, the ball was thrown quite well. It actually would have hit Royal right in the hands if Stanford route's left hand hadn't been in the way. Nicely done.
Penny Royal runs the Wes Welker type routes from New England's offense. Of course, Josh McDaniels was the offensive coordinator there. Brandon Lloyd runs all the Randy Moss deep stuff, but Brandon Lloyd has been silent so far in this first half. 3rd and 5, Denver on the 25-yard line. 3 left, receiver Lloyd right. They're going deep for Lloyd now down the right sideline of the bounds. Chris Johnson ran him right out of bounds. And there's a fight going on in the middle of the field. Tommy Kelly is involved with it. Russ Hopestein, the offensive lineman, former Patriot. Meanwhile, the Broncos punting team is coming in, but they're not getting involved in this. They're trying to get the Raiders defenders off the field to avoid an ejection or a personal foul, which they do. But they're getting after it a bit.
Well, there's got to be a lot of frustration right now on the Broncos side of the ball, because they're getting blown off the field. Their fans are booing. They haven't been able to sniff a first down. So there's a lot of frustration. Offensive linemen do get frustrated.
All right, here is Colquitt to punt again. Nick Miller back to return. on the 25-yard line, 27-yard line. Good snap by Lonnie Paxton. Colquitt keeps that 1 foot down like Reggie Roby used to on the punt. Nick Miller makes the first guy, Bruton, miss, and then he's hit by Joe Mays, and he is kind of sideswiped to the ground. Joe Mays makes every special teams tackle for Denver. He's a good teams player. Last time the Raiders even scored 38 points an entire game was October of 2005 against Buffalo when they won 38-17. They're up 38-0 with 7 minutes to go in the half. Here's the Raiders' 37th offensive play. Denver's run merely 18. Mario Henderson back into play, left tackle. Toss play to Bush, led by Reese. Cuts inside, and then he's tripped up. And he does pick up about 4 out to around the 43-yard line. Got to give the Raider offensive coaches, in particular Hugh Jackson, some plaudits today, Tom, for the early offense. The Raiders have settled into more of a conventional attack, but the Raiders opened the game. Not opened the game, but the first series they showed a pull option read from the quarterback, and they also showed a pistol formation with a running back behind the quarterback in the shotgun. 2nd and 5. Here's Campbell handing off to Michael Bush, led by Reese. Bush drops his shoulder, powers forward, very close to a Raider first down. As he rolls out, he had to get to the Raider 49-yard line. He may have. Jared Valdir, by the way, is coming to play center now. 69 Elgin. Khalif Barnes, they're going to announce him every time. He's playing as the Raiders' second tight end today. Brandon Myers, who was concussed last week at Candlestick, tried to get back, but just could not by game time. Did not work much this week, so he was inactive. So Khalif Barnes will play as the second tight end essentially. But Valdir, Tom, has moved from left tackle to center, replacing Samson Satelli.
Yeah, and I don't know. Samson Satelli right now is sitting on the bench. He's not even on the sideline.
3rd and 1, play action. Campbell back, and he gets sacked. Also a hold on D.J. Williams. They held D.J. Williams. Sacked to Jason Hunter.
Holding offense number 45. Penalties decline. 4th down.
Russell Reese just grabbed D.J. Williams. He was going to sack, but because of the fact he was held, that Hunter got in and picked up the sack. That's the Raiders' second bad play of the game.
Yeah, I think
a couple of sacks on Campbell.
I think when Satelli, it must be a little down in the weather right now because he's leaning. He's on his knee behind the Gatorade bucket, and doesn't look like he's very well.
Well, don't get ill by the Gatorade bucket.
Well, that's not.
That would not be a good thing.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. But he's hiding behind.
Do it somewhere where people don't congregate. Here's the punt. Saquon Thompson, room to go. He fumbled the ball. Picks it back up. Now trying to get wide. Gets a block. And now he's dropped. He fumbles the ball again. It's free. I think Denver got back on it, though, on the 32-yard line. Saquon Thompson muffed the punt, picked it up, and then fumbled it a second time. It was recovered by Denver. John Kondo, the long snapper, forced that ball out. The Denver Broncos are self-destructing, disintegrating here. That ball was free on the second fumble, but it was David Bruton that came rolling in before Bruce Davis, the recently signed Raider, could get there to make the play. They almost had another takeaway deep in Denver territory.
Yeah, I've never seen one guy fumble twice on the same play.
1st and 10, Denver on their 32. Orton not in the gun, under center, takes the snap from J.D. Walton, the rookie center, throws out right, catch made by Gaffney, tackled immediately they give him the catch, and he's pushed out by Chris Johnson. Johnson playing well today. He had the pick 6 on the first defensive play from scrimmage, and he came up and blasted Gaffney out of bounds on that tackle. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Wow, after last week's crushing loss at Candlestick, where the Raiders sputtered, a tough one in Arizona. To watch this team play like this gives you a lot of encouragement for these final 10 weeks. The AFC West is up for grabs. Kansas City won today. They're a shocking 4-2. They're going to be at the Coliseum in a couple of weeks. The Raiders win this game. They're going to be 2-0 in the division. Orton back on 2nd down. Steps up, throws, caught. Gaffney crossing route, first down. Tyvon Branch will run him down. And Michael Huff comes in with a big hit into his side. And they put Gaffney down on the Denver 48-yard line. 18-yard pickup. At last, the Bronco fans have something to cheer. This kind of their version of the Bronx cheer?
I guess so.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
A little bit. 1st and 10, Denver. 4.5 to go in the half. There's a screen, incomplete. Too wide to Moreno. The ball hit the ground. It's incomplete. Moreno picks it up like he caught it, like nobody's watching, and he dropped the ball.
Well, maybe he doesn't know the rules. That was not a lateral. That was.
He wants to make George Karl's Denver Nuggets. A little crossover move there by Moreno. So. In Canada, that's still allowed, right? Can you drop the ball in
No,
Canada?
I don't think so. Not even in Canada.
Not even there in the CFL. 2nd and 10. Denver on their 49-yard line. 38-0. Not even a rouge for the Denver Broncos yet. 3 receivers go right. Eddie Royal in the slot. Daniel Graham, the big tight end in the middle. And outside of him is Gaffney. That means Brandon Lloyd, their vertical threat, one-on-one. He runs a crossing route. A lob down the side, in the middle of the field for Royal. He got bumped by Route, but no yellow on the field. Nice coverage by Route. Crowd thought he was bumped too much. They react, searching for something. But Stanford Route, who is a terrific nickel corner, it's not easy to play in there. He is covering one of the toughest ones. Eddie Royal, stride for stride today.
Yeah, Eddie Royal is quick. And one of their favorite receivers on little short routes and creative routes. That time he just ran a deep cross, and Stanford ran stride for stride with him.
That's twice they've tried to get Royal vertical. Well, they're flipping the script on everything they do today. Brandon Lloyd has not run. He ran one deep one down the sideline. 3rd down and 10. Raiders blitz. Denver picks it up. Orton throws. Catch. 1st down. And a tackle broken by Eddie Royal. And he's finally dropped by Huff and Johnson and Tyvon Branch on the Raider 27-yard line. Eddie Royal with a 23-yard catch and run. And Denver now trying to mount something here before the end of the half. Remember, Denver won the toss and deferred, so they will get the ball to start the second half. The Raiders cannot give them any momentum, even up 38-0. Denver will jump into a no-huddle a lot. I'm surprised they haven't done it more today. They're now doing it as they get inside the Raider 30-yard line. Orton in the gun. Moreno to his right. Gaffney is wide right. And they have 3 receivers left. Orton steps up after a pump. The middle's wide open. He'll run. He'll get to the 12 and then slide. 1st down Denver. For the Raiders playing man coverage, Tom, and the route's vertical. Yeah. Well, that middle was wide open for a 15-yard run by Kyle Orton.
Yeah, they had their ears back, and they were pass rush all the way with no concern for Orton running the ball. And you're right, once he broke the line of scrimmage, there wasn't anybody there for about 20 yards.
Orton is thought as a slow-footed quarterback, but he ran very well last week against Denver. Eric Decker, their rookie round 3 wide receiver from Minnesota, is in for the first time. Handoff up the middle, and not a lot there. Richard Seymour on the tackle of Noshawn Moreno. We have seen a lot of Noshawn Moreno. He's had all of Denver's carries. We have not seen any of Lawrence Maroney, the former New England Patriot, who they traded for early in the year. He knows Josh McDaniels from New England, or Correll Buckhalter, the former Eagle. It's been all Moreno. 2nd and 8, Denver on the Raider 12-yard line. 38-0 Raiders with 2.5 to play in the half. Orton in the gun. He has 3 receivers right, singling up Brandon Lloyd left against Namdi. Throw, catch, Gaffney, tackled immediately by Mike Mitchell, who's having a superb game today. Mike Mitchell, Tom, we know him as a box safety, good against the run, but he's playing the passing game very well.
Oh, he plays very well in a short, in a short area, which is a linebacker area. He just seems to be more comfortable there. Obviously, he's a very physical guy.
Does not miss tackles.
No.
All right, so we'll hit the 2-minute warning here. Quick throw, touchdown. Moreno came inside, and 2 Raiders ran into each other. Chris Johnson and Rolando McClain ran right into each other as they crossed the paths there of the receivers. Moreno, who was outside, came inside. Tom Lloyd, who was inside, went outside, and the 2 Raiders collided into each other, and Moreno's got a touchdown.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough coverage to execute, especially when you're a linebacker. McClain not being used to that. The defensive backs are more used to it. McClain, I don't think, is used to it.
Noshawn Moreno just lifted his right hand and told Orton, throw it to me, which is usually the sign that you want the ball on a fade against McClain. Here's the point after by Prater, and Denver has the Raider lead down to 38-7 here late in the half. But he did not run the fade to the back corner. He ran inside, and the 2 Raiders collided. McClain, 2nd and 4 Raiders on their 26. Handoff, Michael Bush right side. And he'll power forward, very close to a Raider first down. Justin Bannon will tackle him. He had to get to the 30-yard line, obviously, after a touchback to start the drive, so it's easy to tell. First down Raiders. And that'll end it. Denver will not be able to force a punt now.
And because of that, I doubt whether they'll use their timeout.
And the Raiders are not going to do anything, will they?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. They're comfortable right now. They're in control of this game. The pressure is all on Denver, so don't give them anything cheap.
But they're not going to just kneel down. They are going to run it. Offset out of the right. Marcel Reese ahead of Michael Bush. They're going to move Reese now. Campbell does. Looking at Denver's front. He slides him offset left. They run left. Good block by Reese on DJ Williams. And Bush will come forward for a couple. And with under a minute to play, the clock will roll down, and that will be the half. Well, how do you figure this one? Did anybody see this coming? No one. Not even Al Davis or Tom Cable or Hugh Jackson or who could see the Raiders jumping out to a 38-0 lead, Tom, midway through the second quarter.
Well, how about that first quarter? The first three possessions, the turnovers. It's just incredible. All things that positive that could happen for the Raiders happened.
It was 21-0. 4.5 minutes into the game. 2nd and 8. Handoff, Marcel Reese off the right side. Marcel going to run for he's tackled from behind by Jones. Nate Jones just shy of the first down, but that'll be the half. The clock will tick out. The Raiders don't have to run a play. The Raiders drove 85 yards first time they had the ball, 42 yards on the backside screen to Zach Miller for a touchdown. Denver's first offensive possession, Chris Johnson, pick 6. Their second offensive possession, a fumble by Eddie Royal. The Raiders a few plays later got it again, 21, and it swelled to 38, and now they lead 38-7 as we hit halftime, and you hear the reaction of the folks here at Invesco Field that can't believe it, that their team down 38-7. Denver won the coin toss before the game, and Josh McDaniels often defers. He did defer. The Raiders took it and drove 85 yards for a touchdown, but now they will get the ball to begin it. The second half. The Raiders actually drove 80 yards for a touchdown to open the game after a touchback. Here's Janikowski's kickoff. It is a short one taken by an up man, Eric Decker, a wide receiver, 30, 35, and he is pushed out at the 35-yard line. Curious call there. I don't know if Janikowski intentionally kicked that shorter or not here, but he did not go to the end zone where he's been touchbacking all day. And Decker, the up man, the wide receiver, grabbed it and was able to run it out for a good drive start for Denver time to their 36-yard line.
I can't imagine that he would do that on purpose because, why would you want to give Denver any kind of light? To make him start from the 20 for sure every time.
1st and 10, Denver. They're going to put Kyle Orton in the gun. They have 3 receivers right. Brandon Lloyd is left. Right up on him playing bump and run is Nnamdi Asomugha. Orton back. A blitz by McClain, and they sack Orton back on the 26-yard line. Rolando McClain and Trevor Scott both came untouched. Trevor Scott, the weak side backer. Rolando McClain, the middle backer. He came from the far right side of the defense. The offense is left. Ryan Clady never reacted, and the Raiders pounce on Kyle Orton.
I think that's McClain's first sack of the year, is it not?
I think it might be.
Might be, yeah.
Rolando McClain. Raiders don't blitz him a lot, but he was able to get home that time and get to Kyle Orton, his first sack in the National Football League. Here's Orton back now, going to throw one deep down the middle. A rolling catch by Jabbar Gaffney, covered up by Tyvon Branch. First down, Denver. So they pick it right back up on 2nd down and long. They pick up 19 yards. Jabbar Gaffney with a rolling catch, and it is a first down for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, that time there was just a regular 4-man rush, and there was no pressure whatsoever, and you can see what can happen, what Orton can do to you if you don't put a rush on him.
Orton in the gun. Coming into the game, he had thrown for 1,942 yards, the second most in football. Down the sideline, stop route, no flag. Good call. Flag came in late. Two flags came in. Let's see what they got here. Chris Johnson. There was a stop route, so he ran into Brandon Lloyd. Terry McCauley, our referee.
Pass interference, defense, number 27. Automatic first down.
Yeah, he got the wrong numeral. It's not on Stevie Brown. It's not on the field, but rather 37.
Correction,
Chris Johnson.
number 37.
All right. Did he do it, though, is the question, Tom?
Well, I don't know. It was on his far sideline. It was hard for me to tell because they were running side by side. We'll watch the replay. He was running side by side with them, and the ball's in the air, and he impedes his movement to the ball. I guess that's what they saw.
Boy, ever so slightly. And it was not face guarding because he turned around before the ball arrived. That's pretty good coverage. Kyle Orton back. McClain a blitz again. A screen out to Noshawn Moreno. 20, 15, 10, 5, and he is is in. Touchdown, Denver. Wow, Denver's right into the end zone immediately here. 1:26 gone in the third quarter, and the Denver Broncos have scored. So they scored late before the half. They come right out and score here. 3 plays, 64 yards. The big PI, a huge chunk. They've got to score a lot more time, but now the momentum starts to swing.
Well, and that's what they needed. They needed to do that. They needed to do something before the half was over. They did that. They needed to do something the very first possession, the second half. They've done that. Now it's up to the Raider offense to do something themselves.
There's Prater with the point after touchdown, and he's got it. This will push Jacoby forward. He thought about coming out, but he's 8 yards deep in the end zone. He makes the wise call. Sometimes you get touchback. You want to come out, but you get that deep, you got to stay in.
Well, it's your nature, and a lot of it would depend on how long that ball is up in the air. But that deep, 7, 8 yards deep, nah, leave it there.
All right, so the Raiders still up big, but not as big. I mean, they were up 5 touchdowns and a field goal late in the half. Denver scored right at the end of the half with 1:56 to play, and now a minute and a half into the second half, they get another one. Well, the Raiders' lead is down to 24 points. Teams can score 24 quickly. There's Campbell back, 3-step drop, wrong route. He wanted Marcel Reese, the fullback, to run an out route, and he did not. He ran a fly route down the sideline, so they're off the page. Meanwhile, Langston Walker is down and rolling over.
Langston has that bad elbow that he hurt a few games back, and seems to be the same elbow, the right elbow.
He badly hyperextended his elbow a couple of weeks ago. He is in so much pain, nobody even wants to go near him. The Raiders have 3 linemen now playing in spots they did not start the game. Mario Henderson is at left tackle now. Jared Beldier, who opened at left tackle, is now playing center for Samson Satelli, who had to leave because of a concussion. And now Khalif Barnes replaces Langston at right tackle. 2nd and 10, Raiders on their 20-yard line. Bunch formation right. Out singled up as Lewis Murphy left. They look left. They come back right. Campbell does not throw it. He rolls out, being chased, looking and throwing downfield. It is caught by Marcel Reese for a first down. Right around the 40-yard line. He went up in a crowd there with the linebacker Mario Hagan lurking. Reese just jumped up and made a tremendous play.
Yeah, he certainly did. I mean, he was down the field, and then he worked his way back to the field. Now we got, well, they are going to huddle up. I thought maybe they're going to go without a huddle, but there's a called timeout here on the sideline for some reason.
I think Lewis Murphy.
Oh, there's an injured player.
Lewis Murphy, the Raider, is on the Denver Bronco sideline. Runs into Denver territory. Dropped on the Denver 43-yard line. 17-yard toss sweep to Darren McFadden. Marcel Reese is having a fantastic football game. Not just catching, Tom. His lead blocking today, especially on those toss sweeps, have been extraordinary.
Absolutely, and he made that great catch there on the 2nd down and 10. And now you see the strength of the speed of McFadden when he turns on those afterburners. When he gets on that sideline, he can move.
Watching a replay of Reese's catch, he went up and lifted his right knee and hit it right into the chest of Murphy. Counter handoff to McFadden. He's tangled up and dropped by Mario Hagan. Linebacker, the strong side backer, got in there and stuffed him for a loss of a couple of yards. Our broadcast of the NFL is brought to you by Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. For long-lasting comfort, the right choice is Wrangler. Raiders trying to gather back the momentum of the game and just chew some clock. Denver scored 2 touchdowns in 3 minutes of elapsed time. They got a touchdown right after the 2-minute warning, and then scored one in the first minute and a half of the second half. 2nd and 13. Raiders still up big. Handoff to McFadden coming right. DJ Williams met him right in the hole and blasted him down. It'll bring up a 3rd down and long. Raiders up 38-14. DJ Williams, the longtime Denver Bronco, his 7th year here. He's played all over their defense. Weak side, strong side in a 4-3, middle backer in a 4-3. Now playing one of the inside backers in a 34. He plays everywhere, and he is fast.
And one thing consistent, wherever he plays, he's good. Real good.
One of the greatest high school football players ever at De La Salle High School. As a running back and a linebacker, he was the proverbial man against boys. 3rd down and 10. Zach Miller in tight motion left. Here comes a blitz. They overload the Raiders right. A lob down the sideline for Nick Miller. He went up. He made the catch. Is he inbounds?
Yeah,
he is inbounds at the 9-yard line. What a catch there. He beat Cassius Vaughn, the rookie free agent corner from Ole Miss. What a catch there by Nick Miller.
And a great throw by Campbell, putting it on the outside shoulder. He goes up in the air and comes down with both feet, right foot, left foot, look like from this angle. And I don't see a replay, and I don't think they're going to challenge it.
Not only is that Nick Miller's first catch in the NFL, that may be the first play he's ever run from scrimmage in the NFL. First time he touched the ball this year on a punt return. He got both feet down.
Oh, yeah, no question.
Got a knee down.
No question. He goes up in the air high and catches it in the chest.
First time he had a punt return, he returned it 45 yards. Big play there by Nick Miller. And now a flag comes in to delay a game on the Raiders.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, now the 1st and goal from the 9 becomes 1st and goal from the 14.
Yeah, this seems to be a consistent thing with the Raiders. They just get the plays in so long. They're constantly changing personnel, and they got to get them in a lot quicker and get that team out of the huddle.
Does happen typically around the league after a big play, and the Raiders did get a big one there to Nick Miller way down the field there. 1st and goal on the 14-yard line. Zach Miller goes in motion, comes back right, lines up as a right wing. Handoff, McFadden up the middle. He got swallowed up. And Marcus Thomas, the left defensive end out of Florida, just came in and planted him.
Yeah, and good news. Langston Walker back in on that last play. So that he must have shook off that elbow. That elbow's probably a little tender, and every once in a while just shoot some pain up into his upper arm.
Look at his arm now. He's playing with a cast that goes from his bicep, the very top of the bicep, all the way down to his wrist. He is all mummied up on that right arm. 2nd and goal, 13-yard line. Johnny Lee Higgins goes in motion. Watched by Saquon Thompson following. Denver's playing man. Jason Campbell in the gun. McFadden goes left flat. Campbell looking left flat. Flag down. The Raiders may have held. Campbell rolling and throwing. He'll throw it away. Got outside of the tackle box. He was being chased out by DJ Williams, and it's a hold on the Raiders.
Yeah, they'll move him back even further.
Holding, offense number 70. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
It's the one-armed man, Langston Walker.
Yeah.
Playing with that bad right elbow. Holds. Well, it's hard enough to play that position, Tom, and you got to defend the perimeter passing situation in this league when you're completely healthy. How do you block a guy when your elbow's hyperextended?
Well, especially if your right arm, and that's where they go when they go up the field on an outside rush, which is the most popular rush, and that time he just clammed onto it with the right arm.
So the Raiders had a 1st and goal on the 9. Now it is 2nd and goal on the 23. Raiders up 38-14. 9 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Slot left, Nick Miller right. They pump, handoff, McFadden on a draw. Out of the gun, breaking tackles, 15-10. Pushed out by Ronaldo Hill on the Denver 8-yard line. Boy, McFadden's running well today. He was able to deke Saquon Thompson in the hole, the unblocked defender. He just kind of shook him, Tom. Boy, yep. McFadden really is having another strong game today. 13 big yards there, setting up a 3rd and goal on the 7-yard line.
Well, he shows a lot of power in with his movement, because you can't bring him down with just an arm tackle. You better latch on, and when you latch on, you better buckle up, because he will lower his shoulder.
Raiders need to get in the end zone here. 38-14, a huge lead, but they don't want to give Denver any momentum. They go slot left. Now they're going to run Jacoby Ford in motion. It's short motion. He will stay left with Johnny Lee Higgins, Nick Miller right. A throw to Ford, a bubble screen, a block by Mario Henderson, and he dives. He's just shy. He's just shy of the goal line. It's 4th down and less than a yard. Did not get in. So what does Tom Cable do?
Oh, boy.
Do you go for it? Do you kick the field goal and make it 41-14, go up by 27, which is not quite 4 scores, or you try to put them away here on the goal line?
He's going to go for it.
They like it. Nice play there. A little bubble screen to Jacoby Ford, and Mario Henderson, the left tackle, has to come out there and make the block, and he did on Saquon Thompson to get forward enough of an opening.
Well, they better hurry, because they're going to have to burn a timeout here. They're running out of time. Too long to make the decision and make the substitutions. Way too long.
Yeah, play clock is down to 2. They're going to have to call a timeout. Well, timeout, Raiders. With 7.5 to go, 3rd quarter, a 4th and goal Raiders right up against the goal line. Quarterback sneak here, Tom, on 4th down and goal from inside the 1.
I don't know. They're pretty tough in the middle. You know, those 2 big guys in the middle. So I don't know.
Backs are split behind a pro set. Reese and Bush. Miller in motion. Campbell takes, handoff to Reese, led by Michael Bush. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders.
That's what I would do.
Score a touchdown?
Absolutely.
But they flipped it that time.
Well, listen, that was a very quick hitting play with a fullback in a normal fullback position and the halfback leading. And one thing you find out about this guy, Darren McFadden, he can lead on a run.
Well, that was Michael Bush that time.
Oh, Michael
they
Bush
split him up in a pro set.
Michael Bush too.
Michael Bush, who does not like being a fullback, but he led Marcel Reese up in there, as they say. 80-yard drive, 10 plays. The Raiders do it in 6 minutes, and they have gained control of the game back. Denver spurted there, a couple of touchdowns in 3.5 minutes, but the Raiders grabbed the game back by the throat with this touchdown margin. They go up 45-14. Janikowski a kickoff and another touchback. It'll be the rookie Demaris Smith taking the knee. 1st and 10. Orton out of the gun, back, pressured by Wembley, throws. Nice catch by Marino. Ankle tackled by Rolando McClain. A flag is thrown back in the backfield. Denver held.
Offense number 78. 10-yard
Ryan Clady.
Into the face, I think, was called it.
Clady's not having nearly as good of a year this year as those first couple. Last year he was a Pro Bowler and an All-Pro. He tore up his knee in the offseason badly, playing pickup basketball. They didn't think he'd make the season on time. He has, but he's lost some quickness.
Yeah, sometimes when you have a serious knee injury, it takes you more than a year to recover. But he's still a pretty formidable guy. That time it wasn't a hold, it was hands to the face.
Former number 1 pick out of Boise State. Great feet. He's long armed, but he really moves well for a man his size at 325. Orton back on the goal line, hit and sacked again. The Raiders get him on the 2-yard line. It is Tommy Kelly who comes out skipping, and is skipping right into the South Denver end zone where the crowd is booing him back.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Tommy do too much skipping.
No, last year he couldn't have skipped. He was so heavy last year. He would have been an ugly skip.
That would have been a 6.9 on the Richter scale.
Yeah.
Little hopscotch for Tommy Kelly. But when he wants to, Tom, playing that 3 technique, he's unblockable. He just walked right through Chris Cooper, the right guard. Denver's backed up against the goal line now from their own 2-yard line. They face a 2nd and 28. Orton out of the gun. Back in the end zone, throws, and it is caught by Gaffney. No, I don't think he caught that. Tried to make the catch, no catch. Back at the 22-yard line. But Denver is just completely off today, and the Raiders have never looked better, or have not in years. What a performance, Tom.
Yeah, what a performance. And then, they've got, that's what happens when you jump on a team and you get them back on their heels right away. And that's what happened in the first quarter. That was just, as we mentioned, we can't overemphasize how impressive that first quarter was. And since then, Denver has been back on their heels, offense and defense.
With the exception of that 3.5 minutes, late first half, early second half, and it's 45-0. Denver got hot a little bit there, but besides that, it's been just a demolition. Throw by Orton, caught by Gaffney, juggling the catch, but he made the catch. Tyvon Branch rides him out. Gaffney obviously frustrated as he pushed back against Tyvon Branch. Meanwhile, Michael Huff and Trevor Scott come in for some leaping hips into Tyvon Branch to celebrate the Raiders' performance today. 6:08 to go in the third quarter. We're going to see a lot more Raiders celebrations before this one's over. 45-14 Raiders. There's Brenton Colquitt to punt, young punter out of the University of Tennessee, where his dad Craig punted, and also his brother Dustin. Well, he gets that ball high in the air. Nick Miller, room to go. Nick will take it on the 33-yard line. 40. And he's tackled from behind by Demarius Thomas. The rookie wide receiver from Georgia Tech runs him down. 58-yard punt. And this division is up for grabs. Kansas City won today to go to a shocking 4-2. Here's the handoff to McFadden. He sneaks right through, runs for a first down, breaks a tackle, he may go! 20 of the Broncos, 10, 5, touchdown! Touchdown! Raiders! An absolute rout now. DJ Williams missed the tackle. McFadden goes 56 yards for a touchdown.
And that gets a lot of people up in their seats, not to cheer, but to leave the stadium. The Bronco fans now are I guess they've conceded, but I'll tell you, this is McFadden's most impressive day that he's been since he's been a Raider.
165 yards on 16 carries. His second touchdown here. Got into the second level, the third level, pushed away Nate Jones and ran by everybody, even though they had the angle on him. Saquon Thompson and Cassius Vaughn, the rookie flyer out of Mississippi, one of the fastest guys in the league, could not run him down with the angle. McFadden showing the breakaway burst we have long been waiting to see. The point after by Janikowski is good. I've run out of point. What's the score now, Tom? I can't keep up. 52 to 14 Raiders.
Yeah.
52, 7 touchdowns today.
When's the last time you said 52?
A 50 burger. Going back to that Carolina game.
I guess so, yeah.
Remember the game where Darian Gordon intercepted at the end of the game and ran it back for a touchdown against Carolina. The Raiders scored 50 in that game. That was the final game of the season on the way to the AFC Championship game that year. Wow.
Yeah.
Can we have a moment here? Our broadcast of the NFL is brought to you by Bud Light. One nation, one beer. Bud Light is the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Good thing I gargled this morning. The touchdown Raiders are out.
Well, the one thing, Greg, is as you pointed out, the Broncos scored right before the half. What they have to do, they had to come out and get the ball and score again. They did that. Now, what did the Raiders have to do? They had to answer. They had to answer the call, and they more than answered. They had 2 touchdowns. That's more than answering the call.
The biggest win the Raiders have ever had against Denver was back in '67 when they beat them 51 to nothing. Janikowski, another kickoff, another touchback. How many touchbacks does he have today? He's kicked 7 touchdowns, a field goal, 8. He's kicked off like 9 times. Does he have 9 touchbacks? Well, the one Demaryius Thomas fumbled. He has 8 touchbacks, and the other one they took on the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
He has 8 touchbacks in one game. That may be an all-time record. Just phenomenal the way the Raiders have arrived. So it's just one game. I mean, obviously it's huge. You'll get the Raiders to 3-4. San Diego losing at home to New England as we speak. This would vault the Raiders on top of both San Diego, obviously, who they've beaten in Denver, who it looks like they will beat. Here's Orton, a deep drop and a throw out right, and a catch. Barely, no, broken up. Chris Johnson got in there and knocked it away from Brandon Lloyd. The Broncos are just not playing anymore. Brandon Lloyd's body language looks like he's just not into it anymore. As Johnson came up from behind him, Lloyd had the catch, and Johnson just knocked it away from behind.
That's a ball Lloyd would normally catch. That was a deep comeback route. And the protection was good. The throw was pretty good. But the coverage by Chris Johnson was better.
This is the kind of loss that can propel one team and just deflate another. We'll see. Here's Orton back on second down. Throws out right. Catch. Eddie Royal out of the tackle of Chris Johnson. He spins, but Matt Shaughnessy able to run him down from his defensive end spot. The Denver Broncos have to go to London, England later in the week. The Niners are already flying there. They've already left Charlotte after their tough loss today, and they're flying. They're going to play next Sunday at Wembley Stadium. Denver's going to work out at their Dove Valley complex all week time. They're going to leave later in the week, but boy, a tough time to go represent the league after a loss like this.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, that's a long way to have to think about this loss.
3rd down and 7. Denver has 3 receivers left, 1 right. A throw by Orton, and that is a drop. Eddie Royal tried to dive to make the catch, and Orton had him there, and Orton just missed him. Orton has been unusually inaccurate today on passes he normally makes. Good coverage by Stanford Robb, but that ball was in there. He could a better throw would have gotten that a catch and throw for a first down.
Well, on a day where everything's clicking, he would have caught that. On a day where they're having their ups and downs, mostly downs, those are the types of balls you drop. That's just the way it is. It's the nature of the business.
Wow. Denver Broncos started last year 6-0. They wound up 8-8, and they're going to go 2-5 on the year. This is going to be their 13th loss in the last 17 games. Punt by Colquitt will go directly out of bounds at the Raider 31-yard line. Escorted out by the former Cal Bear, Saquon Thompson. Jason Campbell sends Zach Miller in motion from right to left. Counter handoff to Michael Bush coming left. Spins off Ronaldo Hill. Spins off Justin Bannon and spins all the way to the 40-yard line. Nice run by Michael Bush. Just not wanting to be tackled twice. He spun off of would-be tacklers and spun ahead for 8 yards.
Yeah, and a couple of Broncos stayed on the ground after that play was over and got up a little slowly. One of them being their Mario Hagan, one of their leading tacklers.
4 minutes to go, third quarter. Denver got this somewhat manageable to 38-14, and the Raiders just blew them out from there with a couple of more touchdowns. Here's Campbell on a second and short, giving it to Bush. Good block by Marcel Reese. Bush, though, running laterally, does not pick up the first down. Tried to bounce it. Jamal Williams jumped on his back, along with Marcus Thomas, the left defensive end. So still a yard needed here on third down. Marcel Reese has had a tremendous game today. Scored the touchdown a moment ago, but his lead blocking, remember, he is not a natural fullback. He's learned to play the position, coach, and he's doing a nice job, especially on the perimeter runs.
Yeah, you wonder, what is he a natural? A wide receiver or a tight end or what?
Football player.
Football player, you're right.
He's
absolutely.
Smart, will figure it out.
Good answer.
He's a good athlete. Hand off to Bush. He hurdles a tackler and runs for a Raider first down. Nice play. Justin Bannon got in there, and Michael Bush just had to leap right over him. Well, he's got good feet. For a man his size, he is really agile.
Yeah, his feet are so, they're so light looking when he makes those little moves, but they're so powerful when as a result of it. It's amazing.
3 minutes to go, third quarter. Michael Bush with a 12-carry, 46-yard day to supplement what Darren McFadden has done. McFadden, arguably his best game as a pro. He scored 3 touchdowns on 165 yards rushing. And that's just in the run game. He also caught a screen pass for a touchdown. Michael Bush takes it off right side. This is the first time, really, the Raiders have had Bush and McFadden both going at full go. Early in the year, Bush had the thumb injury. McFadden got hot. Then McFadden tweaked his hammy right when Bush came back. Then Bush took over. Now you got them both going. And in the way the NFL works today, Tom, you got to have 2 guys.
Yeah, well, I was talking to Coach on the way to the buses this morning. And one of the things he mentioned is we're starting to get healthy. And that's a good sign.
They're about as healthy as they've been all year right now. 2nd and 7. Gallery's back. Play action to Bush. Campbell, look at the time he's got. Wide open, Zach Miller. First down Raiders to Denver's 40. He'll be dropped on the 36-yard line. Can we just stop and salute the Raider offensive line again?
Oh.
The much maligned fivesome. There was so much time for Campbell after the play pass. He just sat there, looked it over, waited. Zach Miller on a crossing route, wide open. Easy pitch and catch, first down Raiders.
Yeah, the guy who was looking at first was Nick Miller down the field, had run an out route, a deep out route, or a short corner route. And he wasn't quite open, so he came back to Zach Miller as he was coming open.
52-14 Raiders. They led at 24-0 after one quarter. Handoff Michael Bush starts left, cuts back middle. Tackled from behind her on the shoulders by Marcus Thomas. It'll take us to a minute to go in the quarter. Raiders will have a jubilant flight back home as they begin the preparation for the Seattle Seahawks, who they've already seen in the preseason. Seattle, by the way, winning at home today over the Arizona Cardinals, Tom, with new coach Pete Carroll. That'll certainly be a challenge next Sunday. They're playing well.
Yeah, they are playing well. They're playing well. Hasselback, they've got Hasselback healthy, and we'll see where it goes. 2nd and 8, Raiders on the Denver 35 with 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Play action to Bush. Campbell going deep, ball down the left sideline. Ford's open. Flag. It's actually Johnny Lee Higgins. It'll be a pass interference called on Denver. They'll put the ball on the 1-yard line. He beat Cassius Vaughn, the rookie free agent corner, who was down. Now he does get up.
Number 41. Automatic first down.
Well, do you think that Coach Cable is going for the juggler right now? I mean, normally you try to run, plays that run a lot of time off the clock. We're still in the third quarter, for crying out loud, and he's going downtown. He's having fun.
You think he'll go for 2 after the touchdown to make it 60?
Gotta hope not.
Jim Harbaugh would. Speaking of Pete Carroll, Johnny Lee Higgins ran the 9 route, fly route, and Vaughn, who was beaten on the play, just grabbed him. Sometimes these corners just panic. Let the guy catch the ball. If you just grab him, you're going to give him the catch. Here's Campbell handing off to Michael Bush off the left side. You know the drill. Touchdown, Raiders again.
Wow.
8 touchdowns today.
And the Broncos right now, they're so frustrated. That time Joe Mays came up to try to make a tackle and didn't get the first tackle done. And after the play was over, he just threw up his hands in dismay. And he's a good football player.
Yeah, Denver's having a hard time staying focused now, and the Raiders after a 5-touchdown first half, have scored 3 touchdowns here in the third quarter. And now the extra point by Janikowski is good. They have 59-14 Raiders.
Now here we are, Greg. Third quarter, and we're already talking about the trip home and and the victory. And when's the last? Have we ever done that before?
What's that?
Talk like this, like the game's over already.
Tom, they went to the Super Bowl not too long ago.
Yeah, but we've got a whole
3 straight years they won the AFC West. You forget.
I know, but we still have a quarter to go. We're already talking about
I'll tell you one thing they've never done before, and that is score 59 points in a game.
Wow.
This is the most points this Raider franchise has ever scored in a single game. 52 on 3 different occasions. When you were the quarterback against George Bland in 63, the game that I mentioned earlier, the final game of the 2000 year, they scored 52 against Carolina. Darian Gordon a pick 6 to end the game to get to 52, last play of the game. A Tennessee shootout with Steve Air McNair early in the 02 year, the year the Raiders went to the Super Bowl. They scored 52, but they've never scored 8 touchdowns in a game before. They have 8 touchdowns and a field goal. That is 59 points. Here's the kickoff by Janikowski going for a touchback again. He's got another.
And conceivably, with a whole quarter to go, and Denver having to take some chances, they've got to put the ball in the air almost every play. They could score it in the 60s.
They scored 3 touchdowns this quarter in the last half of the quarter.
This could get really ugly.
They may have to let have somebody else kick off. Janikowski's going to need an ice pack by the end of the game, all these touchbacks.
Like one of those, like a pitcher after a game,
yes, he's going to have to ice his left leg on the flight home. Wow.
Oh, wow.
We all saw this coming, right? The Denver fans, they were booing a little bit earlier, but they're remarkably civil. Here's the fake stretch left, the roll right. Orton gets sacked again by Richard Seymour. And they're starting to groan here. If this was New York or Philly, they'd be booing them right out of the state. They are just being blown right out of their own field. Richard Seymour on the sack. That's the last play of the third quarter. Unreal. The Oakland Raiders will go to the fourth quarter here in Denver, leading the Broncos 59-14. You're listening to Compass Media Networks. This is the NFL. Raiders have scored more points today than they have ever scored in their 50-plus years of existence. 59-14. They lead through 3 quarters. There's the first play of the fourth quarter. Lamar Houston jumped off sides. Orton going to throw one out, and it is intercepted by Stanford Routt. Flag comes down. Eddie Royal may have grabbed Rodder on the face mask here. Let's see here. Lamar Houston jumped off sides. So I don't think that's going to...
so that'll be called back.
Yeah. Well, they may have grabbed... a personal foul could supersede that. I think they grabbed a face mask after the interception.
I think it'll offset it.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get the interception.
Offside, defense number 99. Personal foul, grasping the face mask, offense number 18. By rule, that's a 5-15. The 15-yard penalty will be assessed half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. Second down.
So the Raiders don't get the interception, but the personal foul supersedes, so they mark off the penalty on Denver.
Wow.
It's been that kind of day.
Nothing's going right for them.
Incredible. So we have seen a day today where the Oakland Raiders have scored more points than they've ever scored. Not Darryl Lamonica, the great Tom Flores, not Kenny the Snake Stabler, not Rich Gannon. No one has led a team to 8 touchdowns in a single game. The all-time NFL record for most points scored in the game, that famous 1940 championship game with the Bears, beat the Redskins 73-0. High throw, incomplete over the back, no Sean Moreno. The Denver Broncos are in complete disarray. They can do nothing right. One of the most effective passing teams coming into the game today, Tom, and they have they're playing like they just showed up for the first day of training camp today.
Yeah, they're just, nothing's in sync, and nothing. And of course, they fell behind so early, so quickly, and usually they're the game's close. They haven't been a big scoring team in the first quarter, but yet they've scored a lot in the second, third, and fourth quarters.
59-14, third down and 25. Denver back in the end zone. Orton going to throw a deep one down the middle, and he overthrows everybody. Tyvon Branch, who was playing deep center field for the Raiders, the closest to it. He was trying to hit Eric Decker, the rookie wide receiver out of Minnesota. Stanford route is down, slow to get up, and now he's helped up by Hiram Eugene. They don't want to get any injury here late in the game. So the Broncos will punt. Denver, who used to be so tough to beat at Old Mile High, here at Invesco Field at Mile High, since they went to the AFC Championship game in 05 when Jake Plummer was the quarterback, they lost here to Pittsburgh. They are 18-18 here at home, and this will make it 18-19. So a sub-500 team. That's incredible. It's such a huge edge playing at a mile above sea level for all the teams here in Denver. Big kick by Colquitt. Miller back 35, 40, 45, breaks a tackle and runs into Denver territory. Diving down to the Bronco 49-yard line. 60-yard punt by Colquitt, but he may have out-punted his coverage there as Miller had a nice return. Raiders will take it in Denver territory when we come back. Darren McFadden with his 4 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 1 receiving, has 4 to tie a franchise record of the single game. Kyle Bowler makes his Raider debut at quarterback, handing off to Rock Cartwright for a yard or so. So obviously McFadden's not going to play anymore with this huge lead. Raiders will run the clock out. So McFadden will share the record for most touchdowns in the game. The great Art Powell in 1963 with Al Davis as the head coach scored 4 against the Houston Oilers. Marcus Allen had 4. You threw them?
Yeah.
All 4?
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. You sure you threw all 4?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to look that up. Marcus Allen had 4 against San Diego in 94. Harvey Williams, remember the 4 he had against San Diego in 97? The 97 was a hard year, but the Raiders had a pretty good offense that year with Jeff George and Napoleon Kaufman. They run Cartwright again. So just one record after another today established by the Raiders. Now Kyle Bowler, Tom, who had a very good preseason, gets a chance to play here, but will they let him throw it, or are they just going to run?
Well, I think they'll probably have to let him throw it on third down, because I mean we still have over 13 minutes in the fourth quarter, so you can't just pull it all the horns.
They go into an eye. Marcel Reese, the lead blocker, in a true eye ahead of Rock Cartwright. Nick Miller wide right, forward left. They're going to play action. Bowler's first pass into Raider. He avoids a sack and a run out left and run, and he fumbled the ball at the end of the hit. The ball was pulled out of there, and we'll see who was recovered. The Raiders got it back. The Raiders have been incredible this year. That's their 17th fumble this year, and they have recovered 15 of their own fumbles. They've lost only 2. That's amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of fumbles, which is a problem. A lot of it is strip sacks with the quarterback and the offensive lineman there to recover, but still, only 2 lost out of 17 fumbles. That ball was recovered there by Rock Cartwright.
Yeah, they're going to have to punt the ball now, and you'll have you probably have the old Aussie kick by Leckler rather than his normal sky-high kick.
Well, you got to really throttle it down here, a mile above sea level. He could hit the ball right over the rim of the stadium if he wanted to. The ball is snapped at the 42 in Denver. They'll catch it on the Raiders 43 and punted it about the Raiders 46. So he is going to try to end over end it and get it inside the 10-yard line. He kicks it at the 47, end over end Aussie rules style. Saquon Thompson lets it go. They can down this. They do. Expertly done by Leckler. He is putting for Eagle. Hiram Eugene just caught it right there, but I'm not even sure that ball would have gone in the end zone anyway. Denver's going to fall to 2-5. The Raiders will go to 3-4. Kansas City on top of the AFC West at 4-2 after they beat Jacksonville at home today. Orton handoff Moreno from his 1. He'll run out to around the 4-yard line as we pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the NFL on Compass Media Networks. 59-14, establishing an all-time franchise record for most points scored of the game. The Broncos run Moreno off the right side, tackled by Tyvon Branch from behind. Tom, looking ahead, the Raiders are 3-4. We've been saying, are they going to be able to come back for several years now? The next 2 weeks are going to be it for the 2010 Raiders. They've got back-to-back home games next Sunday, Halloween against Seattle. After that, against Kansas City. Then they've got their bye. Then 2 tough games at Pittsburgh, home to Miami. The Raiders have got to find a way to win these next 2 at home. and then they're really in the race. They would get to 5 and 4. Orton the handoff, inside handoff to Moreno. He got stuffed. Mike Mitchell picked him up and planted him on the 7-yard line. What a tackle. Richard Seymour also
Richard
was
Seymour
there.
had a lot to do with that, Greg. And the significance of this victory, obviously, as we talked about it, it's a division victory. So we're 2-0 in the division. And in the next 2 games, we play Seattle and another division foe. So that's how significant that's going to be.
Well, you win the next 2.
And then we go on the road.
You got to take them one at a time. And you can find a way to win the next 2 and get to 5 and 4.
Yeah, let's do one thing at a time.
That's okay.
You're already on the plane home.
I'm looking for the meal in the movie. There's the punt by Colquitt.
I can't.
Miller's back.
I have to think like a coach. It ain't over till
Miller will take it on the 40-yard line. He's dropped there. Flag is down at the Raider 48-yard line. Eric Decker on the tackle of Nick Miller, with the Raiders up 59-14. This becomes like a August preseason game, these last few moments. Although for guys like Kyle Bowler,
holding receiving team number 34. 10-yard
Mike
penalty.
Mitchell.
First down, timeout.
Well, the Raider drive start will not be nearly as good, but still with a 59-14 lead, good enough. 10:03 to play in Denver. With his workouts at the Combine this past February in Indianapolis, he takes over at right guard. Daniel Loper is in to play left guard, replacing Robert Gallery. 1st and 10 Raiders, hand off to a keeper by Kyle Bowler, and he will run for a first down. He did not hand off to Rock Cartwright on a stretch run coming left. He bootlegged it and kept it around the right side, and he picks up about 13 yards.
Yeah, that was run all the way. You know, knowing that, which is a pretty good call, although it can infuriate the other team. But when they know you're going to try to run the clock out, you fake a nice solid run off the left side and then keep the ball and pick up about 15 yards. That's not a bad play.
Kyle Bowler in his Raider debut played very well in the preseason. Was actually challenging Gradkowski to be the backup to Campbell. Hand off to Rock Cartwright along the sideline, and Rock Cartwright tippy toes and then runs out of bounds, very close to a first down. The other part of this equation, as you look ahead to next week, is the availability of Bruce Gradkowski. Bruce was out working before the game, doing some short throwing, but his right shoulder is getting better. He has a sprained right AC joint, took a couple of big hits in back-to-back games against Houston and San Diego. Jason Campbell played much better today. 12 out of 20, 204 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Interesting call when Bruce gets healthy, what the Raiders do at quarterback. 1st and 10 on the Bronco 47. Again, Bowler going to keep it. Jason Hunter, the weak side linebacker, stays home knowing he might do it this time, and he did. And so this time Bowler loses about 4 yards. Just sliding down with Hunter bearing down on him. 8:45 to play. Our broadcast of the National Football League today brought to you by Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. For long-lasting comfort, the right choice is Wrangler.
Well, it looks like that game down in San Diego is taking a turn against the Chargers. I think the New England Patriots just scored another touchdown.
But San Diego answered back.
Well, they did.
23-20.
Wow.
So San Diego trying to get back into that game. Raiders snap the ball here and just run it forward for a short gain. Just trying to run the clock out here. Where they give it to Marcel Reese, the fullback.
Yep.
Quick dive from Reese. Raider offensive line now. Langston Walker staying in at right tackle. Bad elbow and all wrapped up. That hyperextended right elbow. Bruce Campbell playing at right guard. Jared Beldier at center for Samson Satelli, who left with a first-half concussion. Daniel Loper at left guard, and Mario Henderson at left tackle. It was Valdir who started at left tackle, then moved to center with the injury to Satelli, the concussion. Cartwright up the middle, picks up a couple. Jamal Williams, the big nose guard, knocks him down on the Denver 42-yard line. 7.5 to go. Now, the Raiders will not try to roll up any more points on Denver. 59 is more than enough. Of course, the Raiders will see Denver coming up later in the year when they come to Oakland on December the 19th. Denver's got to go to England.
Oh, boy.
That's a tough trip.
Yeah, especially after getting beaten like this game today. I mean, that's a demoralizing loss for them at home. And now they got to fly halfway around the world.
Well, how about the Niners? They're flying there right now after getting beat by an 0-5 team. And they got to spend a week together. Flag goes down to Saquon Thompson. Lets the ball go over his head into the end zone for a rare Leckler touchback. What's the flag for here?
I'm not sure, but it was thrown by one of the back judges.
Holding.
And so it's got to be on Denver holding or somebody knocked out of.
You know what?
Yeah.
During the kick, holding the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the 20-yard line. First down, timeout.
So they'll start on the 10-yard line and not on their 20-yard line. Raiders 59, Denver just 14. Denver will start on their 10-yard line. Orton still at quarterback. They toss to Marino, led by the fullback Spencer Larson. Matt Shaughnessy, the right end, shot in there and forced it back inside, and then he made the tackle himself. What a play by the young lineman from Wisconsin. A flag is down to the Raiders secondary on the 21-yard line. See what Terry McCauley's crew has on that play.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 52. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's on Quentin Groves, who was back at weak side linebacker this week after missing a couple with a hamstring injury.
But now's not the time to start doing that. Right now, there's a little jawing going on the field. There's some hard feelings out there. Raiders haven't had a feeling like this in a long time, but right now is not the time to add on to any insult to injury.
The 100th regular season matchup between these two teams. I'm wondering why only 100. They've been playing now for 51 years, but the strike years cost a couple of regular season games. Here's a deep throw by Orton and a catch by Brandon Lloyd on the Raider 31-yard line. Finally, he gets the deep one there on Chris Johnson with the safety help from Stevie Brown. Brandon Lloyd, great body control, Tom, on the deep balls he laid out there and came up with a huge catch to the Raider 31-yard line.
Yeah, they finally they haven't had much opportunity to throw him the ball, and the Raiders are not putting any kind of a pass rush right now at this point. And he just got inside of Chris, and the ball was thrown perfectly.
Meanwhile, in San Diego, Nate Kading missed the outside of the right upright. It was not Kading. Where's Chris Brown kicked the field goal? Kading not kicking there. No Sean Moreno with the runoff right tackle, dropped down the 23-yard line. Chris Brown missed it. Wide right off the outside of the upright, not close. And the Broncos now drive it down to the Raider 21-yard line. San Diego loses that game 23-20. Meanwhile, Chris Johnson of the Raiders is down. Chris Johnson, who played a fantastic football game today and a lot of snaps as a nickelback playing outside. He made the tackle on that play and then got hurt. Chris Johnson has made his way over to the Raiders sideline, seated on the bench. He stepped up to make that tackle on Noshawn Moreno. Not sure what happened, if he got twisted down or he stepped up and made a nice form tackle around the thigh and leg and just did not jump right back up. There's a handoff off the left side, and Moreno will bang down to the Raider 9-yard line, tackled by Rolando McClain and Stanford Rout. So Denver trying to get a late touchdown here with 5 minutes to play. They're inside the Raider 10-yard line, first and goal on the Raider 9-yard line. Raiders will bring in a short yardage type of defense. Denver's bringing in the fullback, Spencer Larson. Well, Lamar Houston plays one end, Trevor Scott the other. The inside guys are Tommy Kelly and Richard Seymour. Raider defense very much into this. They'd like to hold them out of the end zone. Handoff Moreno, slips by McClain and takes it down to the 1-yard line. Rolando McClain came in a run blitz, but he picked the wrong gap, and Moreno was able to run right past him. Stevie Brown made the tackle, but Noshawn Moreno, the former Georgia star, who led all NFL rookies in rushing last year with 947, takes it down to the 1.
Yeah, McClain was in the right place at the right time, but he got Moreno put a move on him, just left him in the dust.
Good game for Moreno here late, but not as good as McFadden. 165 yards and 3 touchdowns. Handoff off the left side. Denver got nothing. Tried to quick snap the Raiders that time up at the line, and nothing there. So it's third down and goal from the 1-yard line with 3 minutes and 50 seconds to play. Raiders with the win will go to 3-4 on the year. This is the Raiders' first road win of the year after losses in Nashville on opening day and Glendale, Arizona, that tough one, and then last Sunday at Candlestick. They'll be 1-3 on the road. Denver will fall to 1-3 here at home. and 2-5 overall. 3rd and goal, 1-yard line, play action, Orton time, throws, ball deflected by Ricky Brown off the back wall. Nicely done. He was going to Dan Gronkowski, the second tight end. And Ricky Brown dropped back into a zone there and just put his hand up and knocked that ball away. 4th and goal.
Yeah, nice job by the defense and keeping them out of the end zone. Now they're going to go on 4th and goal. They're bringing in all their wide receivers. And the Raiders obviously going to counter with all their defensive backs.
Yeah, they're all in. Gaffney and Lloyd and Decker and Thomas. Raiders will try to lock up with these people. Lloyd and Graham are wide left. Gaffney and Decker are right. Now Orton backs up in the gun. He has no Sean Moreno to his left in the gun. 4th and goal, 1-yard line. Orton back, throws, and it's deflected and incomplete. Tipped by Rolando McClain, and the Raiders take over on downs. Beautifully done by the Raider defense right up until the final moments of the game.
Yeah, going in the back of the defense, I think they were going for Eddie Royal, who was in the back line of the defense, being covered by Stanford Rott, but McClain got a piece of it. They held him out.
And you got to be impressed by the Raider defense. McClain made a nice play to read where that ball was going and slide over and knock it away. But the Raider defense did not want to let Denver get in.
Yeah.
Even though it's 59-14, Tom, they did not want to let them score here in the game's final 4 minutes.
Yeah, and they had everybody back in except for Chris Johnson, because he got hurt, so he was the only one that wasn't in the ball game. They're starting all their defensive backs.
Well, they're just going to quarterback sneak it out of there. Kyle Boulder trying to give him a little room here with 3:15 to play in the game. This stadium, which seats over 76,000, one of the bigger ones in the National Football League, is now, what do you think, 60,000 empty seats right now?
At least
maybe
that,
more.
Yeah, maybe more, yeah.
This is a beautiful stadium. The Broncos moved here before the 2001 season, but they just have not won as much as they won at Old Mile High. Those wooden bleachers, they'd stomp on you. Who's got the ball? Marcel Reese has got it. He runs for a first down out across the 15-yard line. Reese got the dive play. Looked like he was all stacked up, then just bopped outside and ran for a first down before Mario Hagan ran him down.
Yeah, showing a little bounce, a little burst on that bounce out. Nice job by Marcel Reese, having the best game of his Raider career.
Not just running, but catching, and more importantly, blocking. Raiders in training camp were wondering who was going to be our lead blocking fullback, and Marcel Reese has made the conversion. So we are ticking down to the 2-minute warning here in Denver. Raiders 59, the Denver Broncos 14. Hand off to Rock Cartwright from Kyle Boulder. Raiders trying to run out the clock here with 1:50 to play. Good game for Michael Bush, but our MVP today, brought to you by Constant Contact, is going to be Darren McFadden. 16 carries, 165 yards, 3 touchdowns rushing, a 57-yard touchdown, his longest run in the NFL. He had a couple of catches for 31, also a 19-yard screen pass for a touchdown. He scored 4 touchdowns today. Total yards from scrimmage, 165 rushing, 31 receiving. That is 196 yards. 2nd and 12, Raiders on their own 15. Boulder will take a knee. So Darren McFadden overwhelmingly is our MVP, brought to you by Constant Contact, simplifying social media for small businesses. ConstantContact.com/social media. Compass Media Networks will donate $100 to Pop Warner Little Scholars for every MVP named this season. Obviously, McFadden, Tom, was outstanding.
Yep.
But so many guys played well today.
Well, McFadden was, and we've mentioned Marcel Reese many times today, and Michael Bush, obviously, he always plays a good, solid game, but some guys stepped up, and Zach Miller plays his normal game. The offensive line, you have to give credit, because they had injuries too. Nice Gallery's back. They had injuries to Satali. So there were a lot of things that happened that had to happen, and they happened. All the good things happened.
Kyle Boulder takes a final knee, and that is it. Teams are meeting in midfield. The crowd, what's left of them, just a few thousand or so, are booing the Broncos and groaning out of here. The Raiders score the most points they have ever scored in the game. 8 touchdowns, an all-time franchise record. A field goal by Seabass and beat Denver 59-14.